In a world of remakes and remasters,
Are we playing for
what was once sacred and cool has now soured and become lame.
Red?
Gone are the days of pods and cowabunga. Now is the reign of slurp juice and dabs. Kids these days don't even know how bad they've got it. Now it's up to the best generation to rise to the occasion and make a show that dares to go where a lot of other nerdy shows have already gone quite a bit. That's right. They're going to talk about it a lot. Gone are the days of pods.
That was bearded. I muted you.
Nice.
We got an echo on. Okay.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is Best Gen, where nerds complain about nerdy things, and it's called Best Gen because all of us on the panel are Maso Menos from the same generation, and we happen to think that it's the best one, not because we as people are better than you, but our movies and entertainment certainly were. So strap on in and prepare to wax nostalgic as we reminisce upon the days of yore, while simultaneously complaining about the utter filth that Hollywood keeps pushing, squeezing through its sledge pipes on a daily basis. It's really on a weekly basis.
Interesting verb. Yeah.
I imagine it kind of like, squeezing out a real sticky one,
Oh, the first image that came to my mind was childbirth.
The kind where you have to wipe like 20 times.
Yeah.
How you doing tonight, Charles?
I'm doing well. I'm excited. I just had the interview with my bishop for the live ordinance sealing. That's not going to make any sense to anyone outside of the church.
Yeah.
I just had an interview with my bishop for our wedding in the church to set up the date.
Okay.
Is that enough normie explanation?
Sure. Charles has permission to get married from the church.
Not permission.
Just say that.
You're just setting it up. We're just setting up. It's not permission. It's just organizing it within the church.
Fadion's not going to be around tonight.
So it's exciting.
Your son and Sons of Anarchy. That's been like on my radar for a while, and everyone says you should watch it. I've never done it. It's one of those two white guys that look the same. Is that one Travis Fimmel? Is that one Travi Fimmey, or the other one?
Charlie Hunnam?
It's either Charlie Hunnam or Travi Fimmey.
Charlie Hunnam's in it.
It's Charlie Hunnam. I was wrong. Sorry, I got that one wrong. I like both of them, and they look identical. So, yeah, I've heard Sons of Anarchy is good. I know how it ends too, though, so that kind of sucks. Like I know the motorcycle scene.
What's it about?
It's about some sons who are anarchistic.
Outlaw motorcycle clubs.
Yeah, it's
somebody has a
motorcycle
a
gang.
son with anarchy. Okay, interesting.
They're called the Sons of the gang is called the Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah,
I presume.
figured.
I've never seen it. Like Hell's Angels, Angels of Anarchy. The angel. So they go around on their bikes, and they help minor league baseball teams win their games.
I'm pretty sure that's all right.
That's a deep cut. Nice.
But because they're always traveling,
Whoa.
they're also they're constantly abandoning their kids,
Ooh, yeah.
and so they're both
Oh.
the cause and solution to the problem. So
Yeah.
they go around
Wow.
and do make-a-wishes for the other kids from other abandoned
The
biker
rival
gangs.
gang.
But at the same time, they're creating more kids that need,
Mhm.
you know, that need the angels
I
to
don't
win the
know.
pennant.
Sounds about right.
Wow.
Lost where this went.
I'm
But,
pretty sure.
wow,
I'm
you
pretty
guys are
sure
in
that's
the
what the
same
show's about.
room.
I haven't seen it, but that's
I didn't
more or
realize
less
you were
a
both
good
real.
summary for you.
That's cool.
David is breaking the cardinal sin of eating on camera. Yeah,
Yeah, it's my fault. I told him.
Wow.
I've done that. I've done it a few times. I ate sexy ribs for you guys.
That's right. Yeah, it made it both very uncomfortable. I think it was more you and the sexy aspect that made us uncomfortable. The eating was
Yeah.
I've slimmed down. I've still got a ways to go.
Yeah, I've got a lot of.
I'm
a
getting
lot of ways to
sexier
go
though.
for me,
I'm
but I
getting
haven't
more
started a
sexy.
specific journey like you have. So
You guys aren't. You're not even ready for how sexy I can get. It just.
I think we are not, and I don't think we want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's a reason I've stayed fat for as long as I have, because I know that it's a danger to the general public how attractive I can get. So
Too slow to.
I've had to take one for the team for a while, but we're branching out into mukbang content. Yeah, that is one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite.
I will say this is quite a
skits.
delicious quesadilla and pitadilla that or quesapita that David made.
The mukbang one is my personal favorite original grandpa sketch that I've done.
Yeah, that one
It's
was good.
definitely not the most popular.
I think the Tries Out Pride is one of my. That's also one of the few that I've actually watched.
The
but,
Pride
yeah.
one, yeah, the one that got me banned from TikTok. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess my account's still up. I checked the other day, but it was like I'm like not allowed to post anymore.
Yeah.
It was a very short-lived TikTok account.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Were you banned? What was the excuse they gave you for banning you?
It was homophobic.
Oh.
But if you actually watch the sketch, I'm not making fun of gays. I'm making fun of boomers.
Yep.
Exactly.
So they're ageist.
Yeah.
Is that an AT-AT on bearded shirt? Yeah, it says something
it is
else though.
Technically a
I knew
non-licensed.
you were going to say something like that.
I don't know.
Time
I knew
space.
you were going to technically.
Does it say time
But
space
not
on it?
Technically, you thought I was going to do. Because
Sure.
yeah, I needed a shirt one day and had to go over to the store right next, like the little like Kmart store next to my work, and this was something that they had, but it's not Star Wars licensed, so it's
Well, it says
probably technically not an
time
AT-AT.
space on it.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
What
kinda
does that
weird.
mean?
I have no idea. I tried to Google it, and I'm just like, oh, it's a clothing brand, kind of, but just a small nothing clothing
Yeah, it's
brand.
probably one of those Asian knockoff brands.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Asians have so many in their Asian markets.
It certainly
Fake.
wasn't got at a government-owned, government-run
Yeah.
store on a government military base.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you wore it because it reminded me of one of my complaints for the Mando and Poo Poo.
You're
movie.
welcome. You are welcome.
I think I might have written it down though, so I've got notes, dude. I'd normally just like sit back and watch the movie in theaters, and then afterwards I'll take a bunch of quick notes so I don't like the main highlights that I don't want to forget. Normally I don't even take any notes. I can just remember and talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
But if there's something big, like I'll write it down. Make sure I bring this garbage up. I had my phone out the entire time for Mando and Grogu because I was just like, I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna forget so much of this because the movie is so forgettable. Holy
You're
crap!
saying that you violated the theater rules?
I was in the back
Okay.
row, so it's okay. And I turned the brightness way down. Dude, okay. and no one was
Is that
concerned
what it
about.
says? Is
No
that what
one.
it says turn off your phone unless you're in the back row.
I have a black look. Look.
Silence your phones. It doesn't
My
say
notes
turn it off.
app, I
Oh,
use
that's
dark
the point,
mode,
David. You got
okay?
it. You got
And then I went down, I turned off auto, and I turned it like way down, okay? Like this isn't bothering
don't care.
anybody in the back
Yeah,
row.
I don't think
Also,
it is.
it wasn't me that was causing a ruckus in the theater. The guy next to, like, not directly next to me, but a guy in the same row as me, because the back row is like segmented, so you can have the handicaps. Someone had a seizure mid movie, and it was a group of 4 people. One of them started having a seizure, and was like, like making seizure sounds, and
Insane,
and I was like, "What's going on? Is someone, getting frisky over there? Getting some? Is someone getting some action to Baby Yoda?" And then he was I didn't know it was a seizure because they didn't do anything about it. His friends just sat there and were like. And so I was like, are they seriously doing this? I thought it was sex at first. And then, like, after a minute of him grunting, one of them goes like, "I'll go get somebody." And they came back with just like an usher and just watched him finish his seizure and then fall asleep. He looked like he was dead.
Dude, that's insane.
And just like fell asleep on the chair. And then his friends just kept watching the movie. And he slept for the next like 30 minutes, which is probably like the best thing to do, but still like
it's weird that there wasn't more concern and like let's take him out and because like overall, you're just supposed to. From my understanding, you're supposed.
I was really invested in seeing Baby Yoda build a mud hut. Okay, I didn't. I kept getting distracted by a guy almost dying. Take that outside, okay? It was bizarre though. Like the friend, I was like, dude, like, do you not care about your friend?
Literally, they're like used to that. They know, like, there's nothing we can do. We just let him.
That's wild.
Finish and then
let him finish.
Oh, it was.
I knew it was going there, and I couldn't find a better way to go. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go.
It wasn't a seizure, guys. I know, I was nuts.
I didn't take notes, but when I watched the like New Rockstars doing their breakdown of like the different things, I took notes through that, being like, okay, that was this, that's right, and there was this and there was that. So I do have some notes as well.
Dude, like normies are roasting this movie too. And I don't even think it's that bad. It
wasn't terrible. It wasn't. There wasn't a lot to it.
I have a ton of complaints.
It was a really good 3 or 4 episodes of a TV show.
Yeah,
right. It would have been better as a TV show. I have complaints. I have a lot of complaints, but I'm not upset that the movie exists. Right?
Yeah.
It's not offensive like Rise of Skywalker. Right? Yeah. It's not like, oh, this is actively damaging the brand. I think it does a lot of really stupid things, and I would have been a lot more forgiving if it was a 3-episode arc on a TV show. It's just aggressive. It's aggressively mediocre. That's the title of the show. And completely inconsequential. Yeah. It does no damage and it does no service.
And all things considered, for where Star Wars is at right now, that's probably not the worst thing that they can do.
Well, it's pretty bad though.
Let's carry forward.
It's the only Star Wars movie they've put in theaters for 7 years, and it is not going to make money. Nope. It's going to make a negative money. My theater was empty.
I think it only cost $160 for it.
That's that's huge. That's a giant budget. Now, it's a small budget compared to Avengers Endgame, but that's a stupid budget. Okay, $160 million. That is too much for this kind of movie that was mostly filmed on a volume. They only had to pay. They only had to pay like one. I guess like Pedro Pascal still. I don't know how his agent hasn't fired him because he doesn't make money. But I guess you had to pay him a little bit of money. But like they paid Sigourney Weaver some money, and there's no one else in the cast.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably
all the other pilots are all the producers for the TV show,
and the directors of the TV show. The other thing that I thought was really funny is if you look at the opening credits as it's doing the opening credits, you get Sigourney Weaver and Pedro Pascal, and then you get
Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese, but you also get
I choked. I was like, what?
No, absolutely. You get Lateef Crowder and Brendan Wayne, who are the body doubles, who are the people who are in the suit most of the time.
Yep.
So like they got very high billing because I think it's gotten so well known that like Pedro's only in the suit when he has the mask off, or maybe a dozen other times, Which a lot of people complain about that. I still say this is.
Dude, that's why you put on masks. That's why superheroes have masks, so you can have the stunt doubles do the stunts.
And not just that, but also this is a franchise that was built off of a character
that's totally fine.
That famously was the voice of James Earl Jones and someone else in the suit.
Totally
so
fine.
Why people are so upset about that doesn't really make any sense to me. I think that's fine. I think it's kind of cool. I think that Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder do a great job.
It means they don't have to pay Pedro Pascal as much money too.
Yep.
Yeah.
They pay him for the 10 minutes that he was maskless on set, and the 20 minutes or maybe 3 hours or whatever, just very short time in the booth doing ADR, and good to go.
Yep. So I think we'll do some news first, but we'll get into Mando.
Yeah.
Charles hasn't seen it, right? Charles hasn't done it. Charles hasn't watched anything.
I haven't done any.
But I promise you, like, spoilers for this movie do not matter. Like, you will probably enjoy the movie more having it spoiled for you.
But probably good to give the warning that there's. I don't know if I can guarantee, because sometimes I don't know. I can't think of what's going to be a spoiler, what isn't, especially if I'm trying to get into something like this.
Right.
Anyway.
So when I say that it's harmless, it doesn't do any damage like to the lore, but it's absolutely doing damage to this franchise. Right. The last movie that came out was a stinker. And they were like, okay, we'll give you 7 years to repent, and this is what they push out.
I
what's crazy,
damage to the franchise, but it is doing damage to the theatrical experience that was Star Wars, right?
And so what's crazy is for the longest time that we thought that this was a repurposed season 3. That's what a lot of people were saying, and then they said, no, like we're still going to do season 3. This is something that we wrote.
Season 4.
Which.
We're trying to forget season 3, but yes, it is. Technically
You're right. Sorry. I literally did. So they're like, we thought that this was a repurposed. We thought it was a repurposed season 4 for a long time, and then they came out and said, no, this is something like I wrote over Christmas break, and they're like, okay, so that's better.
And it feels.
The crazy part is. It doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like it's literally broken up into 3 episodes. And you're like, why did you make this a movie?
Episodes that we can pull out of it, like
it should have been season 4. Yeah. Like it's so crazy. This did not feel like a movie at all.
The only other thing that I'll say about that though is that the visuals for it were closer to movie quality than they were to the TV quality.
Yeah.
And all things being said, they don't make money on streaming shows. And even if they don't make much money or they lose a little bit of money on this, it's more money than they would make if they just put it up on Disney Plus. Because they don't make any money from Disney. But
they had to spend more money to do it.
They did.
They're not making money either way.
Willing to bet that they will end up more positive in the amount of money that they make out of it because it's in the theaters. But I still think it needs to have been a TV show.
Mark Clark keeps pushing Widow's Bay like it's some kind of brand deal. We're gonna get to it soon. We need to get Apple TV soon, actually, because we've got Silo coming up, and in July, Silo.
Another Apple TV show I just saw a commercial for too that looked
Lucky. I put it on the schedule. It looks really good. It's got Anya Taylor-Joy in it, so Charles is excited about that.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
So we got Silo, and then Lucky, and then Dark Matter all coming up on Apple TV.
Lucky.
And then obviously Widow's Bay, which people are saying is great. Like I've seen a lot of posts on X.
Maybe that was what it was.
And then I need to watch Shrinking season 3 as well. Yeah, we will be getting that. We'll be renewing our Apple subscription soon, and I thought I was going to be able to unsubscribe from HBO. I should have unsubscribed for like a month.
Oh, that reminds me.
They just dropped the House of Dragons season 3 is going to be airing simultaneously with Silo. So
yeah,
and then Lanterns after that. And we gotta cover that. Oh man, it's gonna be bad. Lanterns is gonna be so bad. Yeah, costumes looked really good for Star Wars.
For the most part, yeah.
Here's the thing. I wrote down in my notes. Let's see if I can get to it.
So yeah, while you're looking that up, she's talking about the guy with the horns that he break off a horn, right? He looked, weathered and worn, and his prosthetic looked pretty good, except for when Mando broke his horn, the inner horn that was freshly broken was like old and weathered. It's
yeah.
What? But the funny thing was his teeth were like super white veneer.
I didn't catch that
teeth,
part.
and they stood out.
What horn are you talking about? He has horns?
Yeah,
he's got horns on his head. Mando snaps a horn off of a guy's horn.
I was going to say, you haven't seen the movie yet.
The guy has horns. Mando doesn't have the horns.
Right.
Yeah.
Mando breaks one of the horns off of him.
I will disagree though about the score. The score did not.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Holy cow. Okay, so I wrote it down. I had complain, and then I say, okay, I'll throw the show a bone. The movie looks pretty good, and they're doing a much better job now of hiding the volume.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Of making it not so obvious that the blocking here is you clearly can't take a step to the left. Like all of the scenes like in the swamp were obviously volume, but they hid it. You couldn't tell.
Yeah. Did a very good job.
The arena fight scene is the worst volume. You're like, this is the volume, right? And the fight scene at the end of the movie is very clearly it's volume, but you wouldn't know unless you knew.
Yeah.
They're doing better. They also had a lot more physical sets for this too. But I wrote that down, and then the very next scene was when he got to Rhoda the Hutt, and they had all. And I was like, never mind. This looks like garbage. I was like, I literally I take it all back. This movie looks awful. Rhoda.
Are we going to talk about it now, or are we going to do news first? You said we're going to do news first, and then you keep going back into the show.
I know.
We can blame Martina,
but also Martina is absolutely wrong about the score. The score. I mean, the movie started, and I was like, "Oh, man, I forgot how good the Mando theme is. It's an amazing theme." The rest of the score was complete garbage, Martina, and you are a dumb person for thinking it was good. They literally stole the riff from Sweet Dreams. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice that.
What did Martina say?
Sweet dreams. Like they literally just ripped off that song in the score, and you're like, "What is?" And it was like techno, and you're like, "This is not Star Wars." It was so weird, and I don't know if you stayed. If you stayed for the credits.
That one was the worst.
They did a bluegrass version of the Mandalorian theme, and I wanted to die.
Yeah, we did not stay for the credits, thank goodness. I don't know if there was a after credits scene or whatever, but I don't know. I thought like the techno rave stuff
I don't necessarily
threw me off a little bit at first, but I actually quite liked it. And I loved the remix of the Mando theme, especially from the opening credits.
The opening credits it was phenomenal. I was like, "Oh, that's good."
The remix that they did with that was really good. I really liked the score on the swampy planet when he was making the.
That's our spoiler free. That's our spoiler free Mando and Poo Poo review.
Yeah.
Completely inconsequential. You can totally skip it. You won't be missing anything. You can take your kids to it. They'll probably love it.
Yeah.
The 5-year-old kid, 5-year-old. So the thing is, There weren't any kids in the theater, though. My theater was mostly empty. It was speckled with other 30-year-olds and like me, and a couple like 30, 40. And I watched it opening night. Normally I go during showtimes where people don't want to go because it's cheaper. I went opening night, 7:00. Wasn't even a late night, Yeah. Speckled. 30 and 40-year-olds. There was one woman who was with the seizure group. Very overweight. Tattooed thighs. You can already see her in your mind, and wearing too short shorts for her build. You're like,
yeah.
Look, I'm fat too. I get it, but like,
you gotta.
You can't wear those clothes.
Yeah.
Okay. No one wants that. One woman, a bunch of 30, 40-year-old guys, and two teenagers. No. There was a group of like high school. There was a group of like 3 high schoolers and 2 kids with their dad. And it was like a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. And the 5-year-old, on his way out, said, "This is my favorite of the Mandos." No, he said, "This is my favorite Grogu. It's the best. It's the best of the Grogus. It's the best one." So that was his review. And then the group of teenagers, I asked them walking out, I was like, "You think that was good or bad?" Like, it was good. It wasn't that was fantastic. It was good.
That's fair.
To your point about the like, it's not it's not damaging, but it's also not help. Like for me, it's one of those things where this was a place where we could start turning things around and we could have started to improve. And we're definitely not doing that yet. Like this is not helping at all. And
The Mandalorian almost turned it around for Disney.
It did.
That came out after Rise of Skywalker, where people were pissed off and they're like, "Wait, but this is okay.
Right.
Maybe it won't suck."
That was one thing that I was surprised that they didn't do with this show is they didn't really cater to anyone that hasn't seen the Mandalorian TV show. Yeah. I was expecting there to be some.
I don't know. I disagree. Hard disagree. It literally opens up with a, "Hey, this is the premise of the TV show. It's a bounty hunter and he has a baby Yoda, and they go and fight people."
Sure.
And so you don't have to watch any of the TV show. It literally says, "Hey, this is what the story is going to be. Don't worry about it." And also, nothing happens. There's nothing that happens in the movie that has anything to do with anything that has ever happened in the last 3 seasons of The Mandalorian.
True, but they also don't really introduce the characters. He is a Mandalorian. They never say his name, Din Djarin. They never say Grogu in the movie ever. Not a single time. Even though
he calls him Grogu a couple of times.
There was a guy who says, "What's his name?" And he says he doesn't speak. That was it.
Huh.
I think they.
He may have said his name is Grogu to.
I think the entire premise of this movie is catering to people who haven't seen the TV show. They were hoping that.
I don't know.
That was their target demographic.
I'm somewhere in between the two of you on that one in terms of. I think that they made it so that it could be enjoyed by people who didn't watch the show because it didn't really connect to anything that you didn't need to know stuff from the show to watch the movie. But at the same time, it definitely.
There wasn't anyone from the show in the movie. Right, there wasn't anyone.
But at the same
it was just Mando and Poo Poo.
Kind of assume that you have seen the show, but they are making it so that it's again not connected, so you could enjoy it without having watched the show. So they probably hit. It was probably the right balance for them there because you can't depend on everybody to have seen the show or remember the show from what was the last season came out like 3 years ago.
Yeah, and to completely contradict myself, they introduced Purple Guy from Rebels, and
he was in Mandalorian though.
Was he?
Yeah,
he popped up one scene. A shot in I think.
Okay, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about Rebels. Okay, it's a garbage show.
We're a garbage show.
But if you're going to introduce, so you're like introducing him for fan service. And they like establish that like, hey, these guys have rapport. They go on missions together, and there isn't a single scene where they talk to each other. Like there's one like after the mission. It's was that good? That was good. Bye. And you're like,
yeah.
But he was kind of important to the plot, and you're like, Give me one scene where you tell me who the heck this guy is, because I
that's my
sure as
point.
heck have not seen Rebels because it's garbage.
That's exactly my point, bro. They have all these Easter eggs from these other shows, and yeah, they did
Right.
introduce Zeb.
That's
to
what
Mando
I'm saying.
in
I
one of the
agree
other-
with you when it comes to the rest,
Actually,
but they did enough to sweep the Mandalorian TV show under the rug, and they did enough to explain the Mandalorian. That's why I disagree. Where I completely 100% agree with you is all of the other crap.
Yeah.
Like Purple Guy.
Yeah.
Something in my throat. Sorry, guys.
Very good.
So
But yeah, we'll get more into it
Yeah.
when we get into details, because I've got some.
I've got a lot of notes.
I'll overall say
things.
kind of what I said on the Discord, which was that like it was kind of what I was expecting it to be. I was kind of hoping a little bit that it'd be better, that there'd be something more to it. But it was kind of what I expected. Kind of disappointing, but not offensive, not a problem, not bad.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, non-spoiler.
The War of the Dragon. We don't have a date for when the Kickstarter's actually. Oh
Yeah,
no, it is. We
That
do.
is the date. That's
That's
what
the
it's
date. Okay, that's why you sent me.
Coming
Oh, so
next
like
week.
next week.
It's being crowdfunded next week. And
This looks good.
Yeah, it looks amazing, bro.
I will say
So there-
this one image that they went with looks kind of AI generated,
a little
Yeah.
bit. I was going to say that.
but it is
That's
consistent with the
definitely
rest of the artwork. I also, is this Logain? Like, who is this? I don't know who this is. It could be Logain. It could be Ishamael. It could be.
Robin.
It could be.
I think it's Robin, actually.
Could be Robin. It could be
Or whatever.
the other false dragon.
Mazarin
Time.
Or
I don't know who it is. I have no idea who this guy is.
If you go based off of the show, it really could be anybody, even the people that are supposed to have red hair.
Yeah.
Also, and I don't know why. It's the pose. It's Rand using his fists that I'm like, is this just an AI image?
Yeah. That is a little
It
bit off.
definitely,
The rest
the
of
pose
the
is what
artwork-
strikes it for me.
Yeah. Also, like Rand, there's never a
Little
point
bit
in the
maybe.
in the books where Rand punches someone ever.
Yeah.
Mm.
He's always either channeling or using a sword. So
Yeah, you're right.
this
That
was
is
this was
really
weird.
good.
But this
everything
this
also
isn't even like
looks
on the
phenomenal.
website. This is like an announcement linking to it. Everything else, all of the other artwork looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
So maybe that was just like, oh shoot, we have to get this press release and we didn't have anything for this. Can AI just make an image? That's fine, but not a great look.
Yeah. But yeah, this is great. That we didn't have to go through this article. This is, if you want more details, it kind of goes over one of the
Yeah.
modes of the. It's going to be a 2-player game, good versus evil, and the hero mode that they kind of showcase there is like the shorter version of the game that takes about probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Mhm.
And then I assume the epic mode is just going to be like a long, drawn out thing, something more along the lines of Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring, or the Star Wars Rebellion game that takes 3 or 4 hours. I assume that's probably going to be primarily a 2-player game. Maybe there'll be a team-based mode where you do a 2v2 or something like that. But yeah,
Looks great,
all the art looks amazing. It's going to launch next week. If you sign up there, you get 2 free promos of Hopper and Bella cards.
It's just yeah.
It looks really good, and it's a great board game company. Good designer. He's made Clank, the whole Clank series.
Clank is fun. Dune Imperium is phenomenal.
Imperium. It's very highly rated. So they make some good games. Those are their 2 most famous ones, and they those ones below there they haven't like Everdell. That's not made by them.
They
but
made the apps for
They
them.
made the digital adaptations on Steam and stuff. They're
Yeah.
amazing. They do an amazing job doing those. So
Root that's a good game too. But they didn't
Yeah.
design it.
Raiders of the North Sea.
Anyway,
It's
I'm excited for this. This is cool.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Did we talk about that last week?
I know I couldn't
No,
sit
we
on this
posted
one.
this
I
in our
posted
Discord.
it to Discord because I read this and I was like, notorious vagrant known as Pee Pee Poo Poo Man was arrested on horrifying new charges. The new charges had nothing to do with his
As far as we know.
with his persona of Pee Pee Poo Poo Man.
As
So
far as
I did some research. I laughed so hard at this.
Yeah.
Pee Pee Poo Poo Man Let's see. Is it New York or California? It's one of those. It's got to be either New York or California, right?
Toronto.
Toronto. Oh, it's
Canada.
It's Canada. So that's why. He's
That
been
makes sense.
doing this for years. They made a movie about him.
Yeah, that's I find that
He
fascinating.
puts on a yellow hat, fills a bucket with liquefied excrement, presumably his own. He poops and pees into it and then blends it up and then just throws it on people. And he's been doing it for years and he hasn't been executed.
Yeah, he's insane, man.
And because these liberal idiots refuse to help or prosecute people like this.
Yeah.
Um,
He was
When
a
so-
are we gonna watch the movie and review it?
I think he like kidnapped a kid or something. That's what he's not in the news for being pee pee poo poo man. He's in the news because he raped someone. I think like he did something real bad. Yeah, it was yeah.
himself and yeah.
Anyway.
Like, you know,
That's objectively worse, I think.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
The fact
I'm
that
not
this is the first time we've heard him
Charles.
is- I
Of
know,
course
I
it's
agree,
worse.
I
I'm
know.
not saying
Yes.
it's not worse. I'm saying
Yes.
if there was ever like a sociological indicator, okay, that hey, is this the kind of person that might do a rape? I think being named Pee Pee Poo Poo Man might put up some red flags.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I don't know if there's a
I
one-to-one
think it's
correlation
absurd.
there, but it's certainly. I think there's something. to
He
be said
should be on like a watch list at least.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said for the fact that this is not the kind of person who is building society in any way, shape, or form. Again, they should either be removed from society or be being rehabilitated somehow to be a better part of society. And since we didn't do that, it's not surprising that it led to some other terrible things for society.
Also, throwing
worse.
excrement in someone's face can kill them.
Yep,
That's not
It's
not
an
just like a
infection, for
harmless prank.
it is not.
You can die from that.
Uh-huh.
Like you can get really sick.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Our dad, after getting his kidney transplant, wasn't allowed to change the baby's diapers anymore. The doctor said he couldn't, which is true, but also like, come on, Dad. Like
Are we sure he's-
like
is
I
that
always
what
tease.
the
I'm like,
doctor really
did the
said?
doctor really say that, Dad, or are you just
He
making
would
us
always-
change the poopy diapers?
That's
No,
what I
like
was gonna say.
immunocompromised people, like you could they would be dead. They would be dead if you throwed liquefied excrement at their face.
My dad worked at a water treatment plant in the city I grew up in, and he said I have had vaccinations for diseases you've never even heard of because he had to work on the pumps that did the treatment
That
for
made those diseases.
that made those diseases. Right.
This man should have been in jail or in a straitjacket in a psychiatric hospital years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the left doesn't actually care about helping people. They care about helping criminals. So screw that. Sorry to get all political.
just
Don't
saw-
worry, it'll come
yeah.
back.
That's still
It'll get
sad.
political again. There's more politics
So-
coming, but
But are we gonna watch the movie for next week?
hell no.
Oh, the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man movie.
No,
Yeah,
next week
I
we're
looked it
watching. Next week we're watching all of Spider Noir.
Oh,
Yeah, there's that. And
Oh.
I'm gonna get to the theater and watch the
Obsession.
Obsession. Yeah.
Watch it if you haven't seen it yet. Watch Obsession. We're gonna. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good.
And
So
Aaron and
in
I
2
are gonna
weeks,
see Michael
Yeah.
as well sometime this week.
Michael. Yeah, I don't really care. I've heard it's good. I just don't like
That's
musical
one that I might
biopics.
watch later on streaming.
Yeah.
That's not a theater movie for me.
Okay, so next week is Spider Noir, and then the week after that is canceled. I won't be able to do a show.
The week after that, we will be
90% probably canceled.
Yep.
That's also when Clarkson's Farm drops. They're doing 3 chunks.
Yeah.
3
3
chunks of
episodes in a
the first chunk is 4 episodes and then like 2 episodes each for season 5. So we'll be doing Clarkson's Farm for the 2 weeks after that. Vox Machina season 4 also drops that week, which I couldn't care less about. I didn't finish season 3. And then right after Clarkson's Farm, we get The Bear season 4 and House of the Dragon, and then Silo and the rest of the program.
For a bit.
We're
gonna
gonna have
be
a busy summer.
Yeah, it's gonna be busy.
I'm very excited for when we get Apple TV back, so that I can also catch up on Shrinking. And there's a couple of other ones on there that look really good, like you guys were saying, Widow's
Right.
Bay. That
I never got around to watching Shrinking or the sports manager
Ted
one. Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kept telling me I should watch.
You can skip. You watch the first season and then just
Yeah. Well, then they've got a season 4 coming. You know,
they gender swapped their own show. It's almost as embarrassing as when the Twilight did the same thing. She wrote her own fan fiction for she did Twilight, but gender swapped every single character in Twilight. What was Stephanie Meyer
for 50 Shades, right?
Yeah.
Well,
No, that was a
50 Shades,
different
50
person.
Shades
I know.
was a different author
Okay.
that started as
Different
fan
person
fiction.
did fan fiction of Twilight
Of
and
Twilight.
then liked it, so they just made it not vampire.
If I want to see Shrinking, I'll take a cold bath. But
That's good, Mark.
there we go. Oh, I have one of those.
Hey, sound bites.
Hey.
I only have like 8 of those. They're built into this app.
Oh,
What is? There's 2 drums. What is this one do? That one's not as good.
That's not as good.
Charles. Why would you say something so
yep,
racist?
that's the one you need to do every time he says.
I had several things I could have said already. You know, I chose not to.
Nice.
The screen's still up. Pee Pee Poo Poo Man is still on screen, Charles. You got a chance.
I could. I'll refrain. Restrain myself.
I forgot what we were talking about. Yeah. So Silo and House of Dragon ends, and then the next week Lantern starts, and then Dark Matter. Dark Matter starts the week after Silo ends. It's pretty seamless programming for the next couple months.
A little while there.
It'd be great.
Are they? I heard that they're coming out with another Ring of Power season.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one drops in
contractually
November.
obligated.
Season 3 drops in
Or
November.
they'd have to pay even more
I
money.
still haven't seen the show, but my member, one of the members of the church, swears that it's phenomenal. Like he's like, you gotta watch it, Charles. It's awesome. I love.
Charles,
I
please
was
refrain
almost
from
accused-
bringing up your member on the show.
I almost said my bishop because he used to be. Now he.
Just say friend.
Is that what you call your
That's
member?
what my friend at church recommended it, and he
At this
swear, he
point,
says he
My
loves
special
God.
friend, my
That's
special
the
friend
better.
from college showed me his member.
Okay, all right. If it isn't racist, it's slightly sexual,
Slightly,
unintentional.
Please don't pull a Gavin McGinnis on the show.
Oh, man.
or a Jeffrey.
Okay,
Tubin.
anyways,
Jeffrey Tubin.
It's
Yeah.
weird. It's funny that we have 2 terms for that.
Yeah.
I don't get either one. What is that? I
Yeah,
don't
I
get
don't
the
know.
reference.
It had to do with their members.
Yep. Jeffrey Tubin was a news anchor, and it was at NBC or something. They had some news broadcast
I think it was
or
CNN.
company meeting that they did on Zoom, and then they had a brief recess, and he left his camera on while he did
pleasured
something.
himself to one of his coworkers.
Yeah. And he didn't know he was still on camera.
Yikes.
So then he was publicly shamed and reprimanded, and then he was back on the air like 2 weeks later.
Yep.
Like, okay, dude.
Unfortunately, you said it's funny we have 2 terms for that now. I mean, there's probably dozens that we could throw up
Yeah.
there, so realistically, but
But big ones. That was pretty big.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't plan to have that issue.
So in bad news, moving on from Charles's member, Tom Hardy has been fired from Mobland season 3.
Yeah, I heard
Oh
that.
no!
So
I mean, the show won't be able to go much
Wait,
longer.
so
without
season
it.
2 hasn't aired yet?
no,
Correct.
so they finished filming it, and he was hard to work with on set. It's Tom Hardy. He's hard to work with on every set because he's Tom Hardy and he's amazing. And he's dedicated to the craft. And if something isn't good, he tells you.
Yeah.
Because
And
he's
I
Tom
mostly would
Hardy.
agree with you from what
And
I've seen of him, except that the accusations here that he was constantly late to set, which, while it doesn't change the fact that he's incredible and maybe really good on a couple of things, that doesn't necessarily say that he's dedicated the way that I want him to be.
Yeah.
If that's what's going on. So,
But like if you're already like fighting with the producers and they're refusing to listen to you, maybe you start showing up late. Like it kind of
Yeah,
but
definitely
like
believable. Yeah.
like actors are prima donnas. Like this is, you just have to put up with it. How can you fire Tom Hardy from Mobland? He is Mobland.
His show, basically, yeah.
The show is nothing without him. So was looking. I'm still looking forward to season 2, but probably just gonna stop watching after that.
yeah.
Holy cow!
Well, and that's the thing is like, 90% of the like that comment says right there, 90% of the viewers in season 2. Because that's the thing. Even if you're not somebody that might be overly mad at the producers or dislike the producers or feel like they're gonna, depending on how they take it, most people would just be like, the show was about Tom Hardy. He was the star of the show.
Right.
They did a good job of highlighting other people that made them really stand out and pop for the show.
But
But he's
they're
still what
they're ancillary characters. They only get to shine because of Tom Hardy's gluing everything together.
Yeah.
So a bummer, but also it's kind of the kind of show that didn't need to go past season 1 anyway. Like season 1 is perfect. It's the first Matrix movie.
Well, it kind of ended on the edge of a knife.
So did the Matrix. Yeah. No, it ends with like it's good. I'm excited for it,
but it doesn't seem like a show that's going to go on all that long. It's not something that's going to go on for 4 seasons, let alone 10 or whatever. But like,
so
I could have seen a season 3 and being like, hey, 3 and done, great, and maybe they'll still do that. But I don't anticipate season 3 will be as good. Yeah. And even if they'd already been planning on ending at season 3, it will be marred by the fact that people will feel like, oh, well, Tom Hardy left and they tried one more season and they gave up on it, even if they planned it from the beginning.
So are we just going to breeze past the fact that you tried and you're trying to say that the phrase doing a 3 and done is a thing that people say?
I wasn't necessarily what I was going for. getting 3 seasons and you're out.
Doing the classic 3 and done.
Well, that's the thing. Especially with the streaming shows, 3 seasons and done is actually pretty common. Whether or not the saying might not be right.
The saying is a 1 and done, but I was like. I get what you're saying. It's very common to do like 3 seasons.
Yeah, because there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, especially the streaming shows, since they don't make money, they only care about whether they bring people in. So it's only new shows that make any difference. And second of all, like contracts usually are renegotiated after 3 seasons, and you have to pay them a lot more after the 3rd season. So a lot of shows like to kill it at 3 seasons. Yeah. So they were probably going to be done after 3 seasons anyway. But now it's just going to look like they did it because Tom Hardy. And
the only way that I could see this working is if season 2 is not focused on Tom Hardy and instead we focus on a different character and we still have Tom Hardy in it.
That'd be so dumb.
And then we focus on a different character for season 3. But that's I doubt that's
the
what
show,
they did. And that's not what I want.
Mobland is Tom Hardy fixing everyone's problem. He's the fixer.
That's why it was.
It's everyone else being stupid and Tom Hardy being like, oh, fine.
and that's the thing. Like to your point, I would be willing to bet that wasn't their plan. So at the very best, they're going to have to do a lot of massaging and editing to make that happen if they try to do that. And I mean, again, we don't think that's probably not going to be very good if they do. So
The Boys ended this week. The TV show, season 5 or what? I don't give a crap.
The last season.
The Boys ended, and everyone hated it. So I
didn't
I watched most of season 1, and season 2 got really. It just the show's just gross, right?
It's
The show
I
became-
watched it all the way through, so if you want to know anything more about it, let me know. But
The show became like, hey, let's see how far we can, how gross we can get.
Yeah.
The show, like, let's do something even more gross this season. You know,
the last season
Yeah.
was more on the gore rather than any kind of sexual stuff.
Yeah.
But season, I think it was like 3, was just full of it, and this one had a couple of those, but not as much as season 3 did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it started off with a good premise, quickly abandoned the premise, and became the very thing that it was parodying. So most people like season 1, and then season 2 it gets worse, and then it aggressively just became a Trump allegory.
Yeah.
And that's not just me saying that.
Yeah.
The showrunner Eric Kripke said it.
Yeah.
He said Homelander is analogous to Trump.
Surprisingly,
The entire show is about owning the chuds.
yeah. So surprisingly, a good chunk of it was actually written before some of the latest stuff. But there's some interesting things. Where it's like, wow,
The Homelander tells everyone he's the second coming of Jesus.
Yeah.
And it was the same week that Trump posted that meme of him healing someone who dressed up as Jesus. You're like,
It was a really dumb.
it was a parallel, but Trump was joking, right?
Yeah.
So the show ended. Everyone hated it, and then the show's account made fun of someone made a joke with a parallel to Charlie Kirk's assassination, and then the official boys Twitter X account reposted the joke, which
Reaction.
it was dumb.
Huh.
It was parroting Tim Pool's sources tell me Charlie Kirk is stable, and I guess the Deep died, and so someone made the same joke and they reposted it, which it's a joke. It's pretty off color.
Yeah.
Especially because the show became the boys became like a deep-seated fantasy about murdering MAGA. This is a bad look.
Yeah.
Mark's playing Conan. Cool. Season 2 is as far as you got? Yeah. I saw part of season 2 and you're like, this is the thing that you were making fun of with season 1. Yeah. So Erin Moriarty, the lead, screwed up her face with plastic surgery, and they tried to blame it on Graves' disease. But you're like, no, that's plastic surgery, bruh. She can't move her face anymore, which is super funny because like her entire story is about rejecting. She's like a child bride, not a child bride. She's a pageant, a child beauty star, and then she like rejects that. Like, hey, I don't want to be part of the system, but the actress is doing the opposite of what it's just funny.
Yep.
Yeah, she was at my house. Erin Moriarty, by the way.
She was.
So.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
In Bloodfather.
So was
That's right.
Mel Gibson. That's the cooler person who was also at our house. Erin Moriarty.
I saw her though. I think because I talked to her stunt double and I saw her in a far off.
Yeah, our family was friends with her stunt double.
We were talking with her. She was cool. Anyways,
for Bloodfather, not for the boys.
Yeah.
She used to be really pretty. Now she looks like a monster. So yeah, this is dumb. And so they a lot of stuff happened. I've pieced most of it together. The Homelander is a bad guy. He's bad Superman. He starts off as bad Superman and becomes straw man Trump, but with superpowers. And they kill him off in a really pathetic way. And someone posted it, and Elon Musk said, "Wow, that's dumb." And this is absolutely what happened. Like, they got upset at the wrong people liked season 1. It's the same thing that happened to the Joker movie. People liked it for the wrong reasons, and so they made a second movie to own the chuds and say, no, you were stupid for liking this movie. Whatever. Kripke probably got flack from his wife's boyfriend for Homelander being used in based memes and had to write that ending as a groveling apology. I'm not upset. I'm just remarking that the ending sounds fake and gay. And Eric Kripke screenshots his comment on the finale. He says, ha 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 ha. He's posting multiple times. He's so obsessed with me. I really got to him. Also, I have notes on his joke writing. This is a great joke because you know Eric Kripke's wife definitely has a boyfriend. And that's the only joke. It's funnier than anything the boys did, except for the one scene that we watched last week, the nut milk. Nut milk. See, that's the problem. I took a scene out of context that was actually pretty funny. We're like, wow, this is a meme. This like the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing people that nuts were milk. Yeah. That's hilarious. And it's Homelander. It's not even being based. He's just saying something funny that people resonated with, right?
Right.
But you're liking it for how dare you like something that I made Homelander say ironically? Yeah, but it was a banger. Like I don't care. That means you're hit. That means you're a Nazi. What's funny is, in the final episode, it aside from killing the bad guy in a very humiliating way, self-deprecating, which I'll show you.
Oh, please don't.
In addition to killing the Trump, in the final episode, they shoehorned in Elon Musk as a character.
Oh, did they?
What was that one?
The Disruptor.
Yeah, I remember.
He comes in. It's completely inconsequential. Yeah. It had nothing to do with the rest of the plot. There's a random scene where a guy comes in. I'm a disruptor. I disrupt things, and I want to give some money to Homelander so we can make sure that the white race isn't extinguished.
I remember.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
And Homelander grabs him and flies him off into space and kills him.
He's an amateur astronaut and this, that, and the other. Yeah.
So Eric Kripke literally derailed his show to kill off Elon Musk. And he's like, ha ha ha, he noticed. Like, who is trying to garner attention here? Writing in Elon Musk so that you can fantasize about murdering him? Or the guy saying, the show kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like, who? He's posting multiple times. Like, how are you so oblivious to reality?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't owning anyone.
Not at all.
And what's funny is Elon Musk didn't even see that scene. He was talking about Homelander's death.
Yep. And what he's heard, he's like, this sounds fake,
Yeah. This tweet made some numbers. That was fun. I'm just saying the same thing I already said. But what's funny is his first tweet. So this is his comment on his initial tweet was actually quoting the show. So this is how Homelander dies. He loses his powers, and then they beat the crap out of him. And before they kill him, he tries to stop them. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm going to use some language on the show, but it's because it's for context. You need it. So before he begs for his life, and the entire show he's because he's hiding behind his powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they want to humiliate him completely. And so when he loses his powers, he begs for his life, and he says, "I'll suck your dick. Do you want me to eat shit? I'll eat your effing shit." And then he gets a crowbar into the face and dies. Mm-hmm. Because that's what they fantasize about doing to Donald Trump. And they think that this is how Donald Trump would react. When in reality, he stood up and said, "Fight, fight, fight." After like the 6th time you tried to kill him. Oh, also, there was a shooting at the White House today.
Today?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
He wasn't. Trump wasn't there. Trump wasn't there, but his daughter was.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I think that's the 6th time.
Trump posted multiple times. Okay. So they're saying like, wow, you guys had a really good villain. People loved how scary this villain was, and you killed him in a humiliating way. Well, yeah, we get it. That was the point. You wanted to humiliate Trump. He's a stand-in for Trump. The showrunner literally said Homelander is Trump. The actor said, I kept trying to make him, the character, something else, and the showrunner kept saying, no, just be Trump. Elon Musk, this was his first response to seeing this. Like, wow, he probably watched season 1, didn't go further. Wow, how you kind of ruined a good villain. And his response is pathetic, which is literally quoting the show. One of the big memes that everyone uses is Homelander saying pathetic. So he's saying, he's literally referencing your show, showing he watched your show, saying, hey, look, you took the character who always said pathetic and you made him pathetic. And then people gave him more details and he said, oh yeah, that kind of sounds like a crappy show. He didn't even watch. He didn't even watch the show that you wrote him into so you could murder him. But he posted multiple times. And he didn't even know that he was in the show too.
Yeah.
So this is Elon Musk's character. He shows up and says, I'm a disruptor. I disrupt things.
What does his hat say?
It says, we believe in Homelander. He's literally dressed like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that looks like a boys' version of the MAGA hat as well.
Yeah. It's Elon Musk. And then Homelander shows up, grabs him, and throws him into space. He said, what'd you do? He was going to give us a bunch of money. He says he was a spaceman, so I sent him to space. It's Elon Musk, okay? There's it's Elon Musk.
Clearly Elon Musk. Yes, absolutely.
And he didn't even know. He was just saying, hey, you had a good villain and you kind of made him suck. But Elon Musk is so obsessed with me.
Yeah.
It's insane how brain dead and clueless lefties are. So that was The Boys. And this is what the showrunner said. They literally did an interview saying, hey, make sure everyone knows Homelander is Trump. Okay? Also, he has a tiny penis. Oh, no. There was another bad guy whose superpower was he had a really big penis and he would hit people with his penis. It was like an anaconda sized schlong.
Yeah, it was prehensile.
Basically, it was Mr. Incredible, not Mr. Incredible. Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just his tool, his member.
Mr. Fantastic. Oh, the Fantastic Four? He had a stretchy penis?
Yeah.
I don't think the penis was stretchy. It was just a big penis that he
It was just super long.
There's a scene where he's whipping black people with his penis, like a slave owner, like a plantation owner.
Wow.
It's terrible.
So people are wondering about what happened to that. The show's just gross. Okay, aside from being stupid and brain dead, right? It's a straw man of what the left thinks that MAGA is, and their fantasy of murdering any Trump or Trump supporters. You know,
they do occasionally take some digs at the left and the virtue signaling and fakeness going on there.
No, but they pretend they do things. The small times they poked fun at the left, they pretended that it was the right that was doing it.
No, they did a couple of times where they made it into businesses that will be doing this. But they made it into a the people that are just pretending to care about the queers, for example, or whatever.
Yeah, sure. Okay, okay.
They made a couple little digs at that. It wasn't
so. But on top of it being ideologically terrible, it's just a bad show. Like it's just a gross bad show, and on top of that, the writing for the final season was horrible and rushed. Everyone hated it, and no one thought that the ending was good. And they're saying, oh, but it's pissing off the right people. So that hold on, it's later. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's this. All right. So look, it's a terrible. This show sucks. And also it happens to be woke. Wow, this show's great. The Boys is finally pissing off all the right people. Okay, but was it a good show? No, it doesn't matter. That's later. Okay. So there was a whole bunch of the memes have been glorious. They're so good. People are just tearing this show apart because of how crappy it was. Sorry, there's going to be some more language, Mom. It's not me saying these words, okay? It's context. This show's not family friendly just for tonight, okay? I'm sorry, but this just has to be. We have to cover how bad this is, and then we never have to talk about it again. The memes have been glorious. I wonder why this scene got cut. Never thought I'd suck dick side by side with an elf. How about eating shit with a friend? I could do that. We got you either die sucking dick or you live long enough to eat the shit. That's a good one. They make us suck their dicks, but they'll never make us eat our shit. Thanks for covering the swear jar, Mark. $4.99. And they just kept going. There were so many that I've added too many memes to the lineup there, but everyone hated this finale. It was so funny.
That's crazy.
I wish that I had done.
Oh no!
All the Lord of the Rings ones just make me sad. The rest of them are kind of funny, but the Lord of the Rings ones.
So do all.
Oh.
But that is not for them to decide. All we have to do is decide whether to eat the shit that is given us.
So something that these ones feel sacrilegious. The rest of them I'm okay
Yeah.
with. But these ones I'm like,
It's 100% sacrilegious. But that one was my favorite.
that's a good one.
It's so bad.
This is bullshit. Don't worry, there's more Breaking Bad ones. I'm the guy who opens his door and gets it.
Oh no!
You think that? No, I'm the one who's hosting. I am the one. I love Breaking Bad so much. guys.
It is terrible.
First
Oh,
Breaking Bad
oh,
one
shoot.
has been my
That's what it
favorite
was.
so far.
Yeah.
There was another one. There was a response. Someone responded to this one. Well, you're the smartest guy I've ever met, but you're too stupid to see. The memes are glorious, guys. You got a Dave Ramsey. You got a Dave Ramsey one. I don't even need to read it. You get the premise. The memes have been phenomenal. Why didn't Butcher want a blowjob from Homelander? Is he straight? Yeah, everyone's saying people are like, I'm not even right wing, but this show sucks. You know, like you derailed your entire show because of TDS. and it's not just this last season. It's been like the last 3 seasons. People are saying like, hey, can we stop doing this? Like, can we just get back to the show about killing superheroes? The premise is fantastic. It's regular guys who don't have powers have to figure out how to kill superheroes. Brandon Sanderson did the same thing with the Steelheart series, with much less penis, with much less giant penises in Brandon Sanderson.
It's going to be a really long time before we ever get a chance to have the Reckoners made into anything, because it's going to be compared to the boys, which sometimes people might find a flattering comparison, but yeah, I think it's not going to because the boys went so far. It's going to have to do a lot of work to say it's not the boy. Like, it's same premise, but it's not the boys.
Yeah,
it's family friendly, the boys, but written better.
It's YA too.
Yeah.
The first 2 books are really good. I did not like the third Reckoners book. I thought it kind of jumped the shark.
Yeah,
I thought the ending kind of sucked.
A weird turn.
But
I thought
haven't been able to
1
get
and
the
2 were
second or third,
phenomenal.
so.
Like 3's fine, but it's like I liked it before we introduced this thing that it kind of makes it dumb. When you read it, you're like, Oh yeah, okay. I get what he was saying. Okay, so we're done with
Oh yeah,
poop
that's still a
posts.
thing, huh?
So they dropped a trailer for season 2
Uh-huh.
of the Avatar. And they made Joe D say the line, "There is no war in Ba Sing Se," which is retarded.
Why is that?
If you watch the show, her
Watch-
character is
she's-
hypnotized and brainwashed with that line, "There is no war in Ba Sing Se," so that anytime anyone mentions the word war, she's physically incapable of comprehending it. She has to change the subject because her brain can't think about it. She has been abused
Right.
to not even be able to comprehend the fact that there is a war in Ba Sing Se. And instead,
yeah.
she's the one delivering the line.
Huh. Okay.
It
This
should be
is
impossible
really,
for her to
really
say the
bad.
line.
This is the opposite of the plot of the show. This makes her an accomplice and not a victim.
Maybe. I'd still.
I
I'd still be open to seeing how
I
they
think-
present it, but because this could be
I
her
think it's-
parodying it after she's been abused. Like that. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you
but the
hear the
abuse
line
made
over
her
and over
physically
again-
incapable of saying the word war.
Like that. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
She can't.
I
she
think
can't
that's-
even
I thought
think
that's
about
the
it.
explanation.
At the
That's
bottom
the
where
explanation
they're trying to
in
brainwash rest
the
of them.
original TV show. I don't think that it's.
Yeah, but like, come on,
Yeah.
get the small things right.
Yeah.
And this isn't even a small thing. This is a pretty freaking big thing, integral to the plot. Dude, I've watched
Yeah.
the original Avatar show probably 30 times all the way through.
I need to rewatch it.
It's so good.
It really is so good.
I
Yeah.
couldn't even finish season 1 of the remake.
Of this one. Yeah.
I didn't finish it, but I mean, well, that's for different.
It is.
Garbage.
I did, but it
It
was
was
just forgettable.
Better than the
It
movie.
was- yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
better than the movie.
It was-
Nah,
way better
the
than
movie's
the-
funny.
That's a low bar.
The movie made the Moon Princess's hair shaped like a big penis. Have you guys know that, right? You guys saw that? Okay.
I don't know.
I don't
I'm
remember.
remembering
I don't
the original TV show, the cartoons.
We've been talking about way too many members on this stream.
Yeah, right.
We really have stretchy members.
Did Willie have? Is that what I heard you say?
Oh,
Oh, that's right. I have seen that. Yeah.
I had to Google Avatar movie penis hair, by the way.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
The Avatar movie is actually pretty enjoyable to watch. Ironically,
ironically,
I couldn't
don't know
watch.
that.
I couldn't watch the TV show. Ironically,
I unfortunately find myself defending it more often than I'd like to because, as terrible as it is, it's made out to be even worse than it actually is, and complained about in ways that I don't think are necessarily accurate for it. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that it's any good or that I'm happy at all for defending.
yeah,
Well,
no, like it was
that's
horrible.
not-
It was an abomination.
Yeah.
but like it wasn't nefarious. It was just incompetent. You know, you're like, like you tried to make a
Yeah.
movie and you did a really bad job.
Yeah, and it's the
But
sort
you
of
didn't
stuff where I
have
don't
the
know.
source material.
Yeah,
I would much rather prefer an incompetent adaptation than a spiteful one. 100%.
Right.
I know it's unheard of, Mark. I'm sorry. It's going to happen occasionally. though.
I like this comment though. There is no color and lighting in Ba Sing Se either. Oh, the other stills from the show, it looks terrible. I don't understand why we just forgot how to turn lights on in TV shows now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely an aesthetic that they go for now. But yeah,
Let's see if I can get.
Honestly,
Zula.
The dark and drab color is better than the shaky cam that
Yeah.
Yes,
dominate
I
the
prefer that.
the
What the heck?
2000s.
That's not a
movies.
Zula. Where's the screen? There's a shot of the three ladies, and you can't see anything in it. Oh well,
Yeah.
we're just getting like, all right.
Yeah, we might get in trouble here. Scrolling through
Don't scroll through X
the
on
web.
live TV.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo. This is really funny. Mark Ruffalo, because of the Paramount merger with Warner Brothers. Mark Ruffalo thinks he's already on a list of Paramount's banned actors for speaking out against Warner Brothers merger. Vindictive MFers. He put himself on a list.
I was going to say, I don't know why.
Just like a month ago, they were bragging about, hey, I will never work with a company that remotely doesn't pledge their allegiance to Palestine.
Yeah.
He put himself on. Guess what? Paramount's list is the same list. It's a whole bunch of stupid actors who will make your life a living nightmare if you put them in their shows. Yeah. You made the list yourself, bro. That's all I wanted to say about this.
That's a weird take. Like, how dare you not want to work with me when I don't want to work with you?
He literally just said, "Hey, I'm putting myself on this list, and I will refuse to work with these companies." I bet they put me on a list of people they don't want to work with.
He's digging his own grave.
Work with them.
Digging his own grave and then complaining that he's lying in his grave.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some
nonsensical.
Mandalorian memes, and then we've got some politics. Should we go back? Should we do Mandalorian now?
Yeah, let's go.
I was gonna say we could just finish up all the other stuff so we can all
right,
take our time.
Okay, let's skip to. Okay, here we go. That's the first one that's not Mandalorian themed. This was just gold. But someone posted this, and I saw this, and then later I saw this. It's crazy. Someone said, "What's your hottest take about horror movie fans? You simply cannot be a horror fan and then still hold racist, misogynistic, transphobic, religiously conservative, or anti-socialist views. The two aren't compatible." Which is a bizarre thing to say.
Yeah,
that's a weird take.
But also, okay, so before we get to the rest of the meme,
I kind of think I see what they're trying to say with that. But
first off, so if you have conservative values, you also might not enjoy gratuitous gore and violence.
Weird.
Well, okay. Well, all right. So here we conservative values are not homophobic.
You can only like murder if you're a leftist. That tracks. That literally tracks.
That does.
Okay. Then to finish the meme, someone reposted with this lovely picture. And they said, "Is this man a horror fan?" David, who is this?
H.P. Lovecraft.
It's H.P. Lovecraft.
The father of modern horror.
Basically, the person who invented horror, and also
not really, but
very, very racist.
Yeah,
likely misogynistic, probably transphobic.
Yeah, you're right. If he was alive today, he'd probably be transphobic too.
He was incredibly racist.
He was quite racist.
He might even be more actually transphobic compared to the rest of us that are just not necessarily on board.
I just read a bunch of most of his stuff. Probably, well, he's probably got a lot that I haven't read. Maybe at least 60% of all of his published works. Right, a big chunk of H.P. Lovecraft, and it's phenomenal.
And I mean, I can't get too mad at this person because, I wouldn't have recognized H.P. Lovecraft from a picture. But boy, is this a terrible.
But this person is advertising themselves as the gatekeeper of horror, and they don't know who H.P. Lovecraft is. Got it.
Yeah, that's a bad take.
So funny, he's notorious. If you should Google H.P. Lovecraft's the name of his cat. Well, which is he included his cat as a character in one of his books. He had another one of his protagonists own the same cat with the same name. That one's in The Rats in the Walls, I believe. Has his cat cameoed in that one. That one's really fun. And there's another one, Reanimator, Harvey something West.
Reanimator Herbert West. Yeah.
Herbert West. Really good series. It's really funny. It's like this. It's like Frankenstein, but more gross. He's obsessed with bringing a dead body back to life, and there's a bunch of he creates monsters that hunt him down, and he has to he kills a bunch of them that he brings up. Don't bring up what you cannot put down. Which isn't even from that book. That's a different quote. what's the point of it? There's like these monsters that are like hunting them the whole time, and one of the one of the monsters turns out to just be a black guy. And you're like, he hadn't even turned him into. He later does turn him into a monster, but he describes him as this horrific being before he's transformed him, before he's killed him and brought him back to life. He's like this ape-like, disgusting figure of I wouldn't even call it a man. And you're like, it's just a black guy. He's very racist.
Oof.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's not good.
no, it's racist.
But before we move on,
I've heard that's good.
I think this is a bad take. Of course, obviously, racist people can be fans of horror, obviously. But
I mean, you're a fan of
what they're
horror.
saying though is not even that, because I guarantee this.
Of course, I
person-
know him. He's me.
But obviously, this person they what they consider racist is just going to be conservative values, which is
Right.
not racist. It's
That's
not
it.
homophobic. It's not trans. It's just that we have disagreements on certain issues. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just that we're
Right.
Christians, so we think it's a sin. We don't hate these people, but so that I just
Being black is
On
not.
record.
By the way, we don't believe that at all. I know that's what Charles
exactly.
was just saying, that racism is, but racism itself.
We
is-
don't.
Look, if anyone's
Yeah.
watching tonight and you feel like a monster, I just want you to know you're not a monster just because you're black. So that doesn't make you a monster. We have the hard-hitting truths on the show.
Yeah, that
So-
was hilarious. Hilariously
Oof. Yeah.
brain dead.
Lunch is expensive now. Do you guys hear about this? So the internet was exploding,
What? Or what?
talking about Kevin O'Leary's comments about how maybe it's a bad idea to spend $28 on lunch every day.
Sounds cheap compared to what I imagine he spends on lunch every day.
Right,
Right.
because he has money to spend on lunch, right? But he's saying like, hey, Gen Z, like you're cooking your like, the problem is the internet had two different conversations. Okay, they
That's
turned
all.
this. They took his statements and said, yeah, but we can't afford houses, and you're like, okay, that's true, but also that's not what this was about. Like
Right.
two things can be true. Yeah, the housing market is screwed. Inflation is horrible. So maybe that's another reason why you don't want to spend $28 for lunch every day.
Yeah.
Was he saying you don't need it? You shouldn't spend $28 because you should spend $40, or saying just be cheaper?
No,
No,
he
he
was
was-
saying, he literally said, Gen Z, you're being dumb. You can't afford to spend $28 on lunch every day. That adds up.
Especially when
If
you're
you
only
if you
making
take that
70K.
money and invest it instead, you'll be making money.
Yeah.
And then people are like, yeah, but lunch costs $28 now.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
The lunch,
Here's
and that's
thing.
that's the point he's making. The lunch that
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
eating
Yeah.
costs $28 because you're retarded.
Yeah.
Like my heart goes.
Because you
like,
insist on eating out every single day or
You're
going.
eating
To,
out.
I get that the economy is messed up right now, and it breaks my heart. Like if my wife and I would have waited 3 weeks to buy our house, we would never be able to own a home.
Yep.
We got really lucky. We bought our house 3 weeks before COVID. Okay? And we were
Yeah.
only able to afford that house because three years before that, we bought a townhome for cheap and
We're able to get some equity in that. Yeah.
got
that's the
some
thing, like,
equity
you can
and
buy a loaf
gave
of
us the money
bread,
for a down payment.
a loaf of bread, a block of cheese, and some sliced
meat.
lunch meat for way less than $28, and that will feed you for months. Well, maybe not the 1 month, but still.
100%.
Okay,
Just
for a week.
rice.
Chicken and rice. It's not
Chicken
hard
and
to make a
rice.
good sauce to pour over rice with some chicken. It's delicious.
It's delicious. You could make some just phenomenal meals with just chicken and rice. But
and the
a lot
pro-
of people don't know how to cook nowadays.
But people are retarded. They're like, Kevin Lur's an idiot. Everything costs $28 now. What am I supposed to do? Just not eat? And then these are the examples they chose. Culver's. I had never been to Culver's once in my life until I was 32. I ate there once and said, this is way too expensive. I'm never eating here again. It was delicious. But I'm not paying $20 for a cheeseburger.
Yeah. That's
a brisket sandwich, which is ironically the cheapest of their examples.
Wow.
Brisket is freaking expensive.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
You
That's
don't need to be eating brisket every day for lunch.
Yeah.
A cheesy garlic.
Also, these are all meals too. Like we grew up ordering from the dollar menu and eating water, right?
I'm sorry. My bowl of steak costs $20 every day.
It's hard for me to believe that these were not posted by troll accounts
because they added guacamole,
which is $5 by itself.
Yeah,
and not a single one of the examples they chose was the $5 value box at Taco Bell,
which already is more expensive than if you went out and
right.
bought a loaf of bread, some sandwich deli meat, and like,
yeah.
I mean,
100%.
that's literally what I have for lunch every day. Sandwich.
Also,
I make it myself. It's great.
It's not healthy to eat this for lunch every day. You're going to kill yourself.
What else are we supposed to do? Not eat? Well, don't eat that every freaking day.
And then people were like, hey, you can make a sandwich. You can just make a sandwich. And they're like, but that's not healthy. And then their examples were these, which were way more unhealthy. Like, you eat Funyuns for lunch every day? Like, this is way worse, guys. People are just so stupid. Like, yeah, I get it. The economy sucks. But also, your attitude sucks, and you're a moron.
Yeah.
So I just could not believe the stupid things.
Yeah.
I have a similar reaction to people talking about how it's too expensive to have kids nowadays. Yeah. Because I hear that all the time, especially because I want to have a lot of kids, and the biggest response is, "Are you sure you can afford that? It's impossible to have kids in this economy." Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous.
You know what makes it impossible to have kids?
This.
Sorry, what?
This.
Being married to Jared. No. I didn't have that joke in mind when I brought up the setup. No. What makes it impossible to have kids is having both spouses work.
That too. Yeah.
Daycare is way too expensive.
Yeah.
You can have kids.
My wife thought about getting a job several times, and she would just make enough money to pay to send the kids to daycare. Or
it's very easy to have kids if one of you stays home to raise the kids.
And you're better parents, I think. I think it's better to raise your kids yourself than to have other people raise.
Another thing that feminism destroyed. People don't realize when they pushed feminism so hard. They're like, hey, go out and work. Women, you don't want to be stuck in the home taking care of babies and spending time with kids, which is literally brings you more happiness than anything else in the world will ever do. I'm very spoiled. I get to experience that. I'm a mom right now because my wife makes tons of money, and she would trade places with me in a heartbeat if she could. Mm-hmm. Like, she's realized now, hey, I like my kids more than my career. So, but she invested a lot in her career. It's kind of too late. I literally just make me sorry to finish the point though. Yeah. They told you, hey, this isn't happiness. Go out and work. That'll give you purpose. That'll make you fulfilled. So then a bunch of women entered the workforce, and you know what that did? It lowered everyone's salaries. When you increase the supply, what happens to demand?
Goes down.
That's true.
You can literally see it on charts. You're like, hey, women entered the workforce right here, and then everyone's salaries got cut in half because now you have twice as many people in the workforce. So now, if you want to raise kids, you almost have to have two people working when you didn't before. It's
That's a
still
good point.
possible. You can still do it. You just have to be smart and not spend $28 on lunch every day
You have to
Per
sacrifice
individual
make
person.
some sacrifices.
per person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
Learn to cook too.
It's so fun.
Cooking
Yeah,
is
you can make
fun.
some. You can choose what you want to eat.
Yeah.
It's so easy. Oh no, the restaurant doesn't have what I want. Doesn't care. You can make it. You're your own restaurant.
Yep.
It's awesome.
It's not that difficult.
It's not. It's really not.
I'm still not great at making brisket though. I've only done it 3 times because it's such an expensive cut. It comes out just a little bit too. It's like the flavor's on point. It comes out a little bit too dry. I've been disappointed with all my briskets.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat.
I'm disappointed in your briskets too. I've never had them, but I'm disappointed in them.
My buns are phenomenal.
You've had my brisket.
Oh, that's right. I have had your brisket. Yeah. I also don't really have a discerning palate, so I'm just like, oh, yeah, it's
Anyway.
tasty.
I don't know if I've had brisket.
Stephen Colbert's done. He had his last show this week. It's so funny that people are blaming Trump for canceling his show, but his show was canceled because he'd lost millions of dollars.
Yeah,
because he
he's
wasn't
not
making any
money.
money, and he went out with a bang by losing the company even more money. This was his final joke, saying, "Hey, I'm going to play some copyrighted music from Peanuts to screw over the company that gave me a job for a long time."
Wow,
That was his final joke.
that's classy.
That's really classy. And
Right.
Couldn't have happened to a better person. So sad that Stephen Colbert lost his job.
wow.
Someone else didn't lose their job but resigned. Tulsi Gabbard resigned from the D. It's the director, some intelligence, national intelligence directory.
Also the director of the national
Office of the Director. Right. She's in charge of national intelligence, right? She resigned because her husband has cancer. Her husband has bone cancer, and she's like, "Hey, there are some things that are more important than work, so I'm going to go take care of my husband for a bit." She's great. I disagree with a whole bunch of her politics, but this is the kind of Democrat that you want, one with brains who can actually think for themselves and say, "Hey, maybe transing kids is a bad idea." And my part, like that was basically one of the only things she disagreed with the Democrats on, and they, tossed her out of their party because she's like, "Hey, you guys are kind of being psychotic." So she's still she's not very conservative. Okay. I think a lot of her policies made Hawaii much worse than it was. But not everyone's perfect. Like this is if every Democrat was like her, this world would be a better place.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point of the
awesome.
story is, half of Trump brought on freaking JFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard. Elon Musk is not conservative in any way. The only thing he conserved was free speech with X, but even then he's censoring some people on X that he shouldn't be censoring. He's not perfect. But he's talk about a president who's actually reaching across the aisle, which has never happened before.
Right.
But yet Trump is the most extreme right-wing Nazi
And divisive.
we've ever had.
They call him divisive.
It makes no sense. Anyway, point of the story is Tulsi Gabbard is taking care of her husband, so she resigned.
Sure. Yeah.
Forbes says Trump fired her because she disagreed with him on the war on Iran.
Wow.
She just said, hey, maybe this one choice is bad. Which is the political party that fires you for not agreeing with one thing? Which one?
Uh-huh.
Which one? Is it the right or the left?
Sure you're looking.
Yeah.
Her husband has cancer.
Yeah.
Adam Schiff.
Technically, that headline didn't make the direct correlation. It just said she is no longer.
Oh, technically, it only implied.
after-
Technically, the two things it said, it was only implied that they had anything to do with each other.
Right.
Yes, you know what you're doing. Yes, technically, what I said was true.
That's my point. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I think that's ridiculous.
This one's even worse. Adam Schiff, the guy whose job she basically took over, a little bit different, right? My thoughts go out to Tulsi Gabbard and her family. As her husband battles this serious health problem, I hope and pray that he makes a speedy and full recovery. While the circumstances around her departure are deserving of our sympathy, let's be clear. Tulsi Gabbard's only positive contribution to our nation's national security is her resignation. She was one of you up until yesterday.
Yeah.
By the way, so first off, this is ridiculous. She politicized intelligence.
No one ever does that.
Coming from Adam Schiff, the guy who knew that the Steele dossier was fake and used it to prosecute Trump.
Yep.
He literally invented politicizing intelligence that was fake intelligence, that he knew was fake intelligence. Oh, so technically what he's saying, yeah, that is different. He only politicized fake intelligence. There you go. She dismantled corrupt agencies that had previously politicized intelligence and kept America much safer. He's a scumbag.
Yeah.
He's an absolute scumbag. He should be in prison for a very long time, by the way. Committed treason and sedition, but okay. Yeah, we got the Marco Rubio meme.
I love the Marco Rubio memes. They're hilarious. They're so good.
Okay, one more politics. Oh, I gotta share this sound with this one because this is insane. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. And I think right and left can both get behind this being retarded. Okay, and this is a much less deeper cut than not knowing what H.P. Lovecraft looks like. Okay. Oh boy, are you ready? We've seen some dumb things. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Sound working?
Yes.
Yeah.
Prepare yourselves. This one is bad.
Is it worse than World War XI?
That was pretty bad.
Y'all hide behind conservative party mess when really want to say, keep everything white, only stop with the BS. Look, cool. Sure.
Not quite sure on that, but okay.
Learn English. Okay.
It's
I
just,
don't
it's
care if
not-
you're white, but if you're going to live in the United States, maybe learn the language.
What about this passage from Mike Johnson declaring that our right?
Mike Johnson is the current Speaker for the House. Republican Party whip, right? That's the same. The whip? Or is that like the assistant Speaker of the House who's called the whip?
The whip's
I think the majority whip is also the Speaker for the House, right? I don't know. See, I don't know everything, okay? But I definitely know that this is stupid, okay? Ready?
Yeah.
What about this passage from Mike Johnson declaring that our rights do not derive from government; they come from you, our Creator,
Oh, I've
and
seen
Heavenly Father. Is this him putting God over the Declaration of Independence?
Is that putting God
before the thing that literally says that these are God-given?
That's him literally quoting the Declaration of Independence, you moron! What's funny is she didn't mean to say the Declaration of Independence here. She meant to say the Constitution.
We should, yeah.
She meant to say he's putting his Christian values over the Constitution. But she accidentally said that wrong.
Yeah.
And incidentally said the very thing that he was quoting.
Yeah.
The Declaration of the Declaration of Independence.
Where
he says that these truths are eternally eternally self-evident.
That
all men are created equal.
You know the thing.
Do you know? Yeah.
Apparently,
That's
she didn't
crazy.
know the thing. Apparently.
Also, no one else on the panel realized.
Wow.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
That idea is not wholly uncommon. I mean, the idea that we have certain inalienable rights.
It sounds familiar. Maybe I've heard it from the Declaration of Independence.
That come from God
might be
can be read in a
the
fairly
law is
benign
behind
way,
my
which
head.
is basically that we have innate human rights that our Constitution and our government, our democratic government, are meant to codify, right? That idea is not totally abnormal. I think that
It's not abnormal. It's only what our country was founded on.
thing that might alarm some people is some of the rhetoric that we heard at this rally that we are in a spiritual battle, right? That the forces of good and evil are at work here, and that partisan politics is injected directly into the spiritual biblical rhetoric. We have heard that for the last couple of years. It's been ratcheted up more and more, especially since Donald Trump lost.
Because he mentioned God. It's a spiritual battle. Honestly,
Is that an admission
Yeah.
though that he doesn't believe in good and evil?
no, the left doesn't believe in good and evil. They don't believe in God.
I know they
believe in
don't,
good
but
and
is
evil.
this
They have
an
no moral.
admission?
Yes. Also,
Sounds like.
yeah. If the party, I morally oppose the party that wants to murder babies. That is definitely, absolutely a spiritual battle for me.
In 2020, and it can lead to some pretty dangerous places if it's not kept in check.
Well,
I only want them to murder babies of color.
Apparently, right.
Which is what the founder of Planned Parenthood wanted. Margaret Sanger, by the way. She was a eugenicist.
Yep.
They only created Planned Parenthood clinics in black neighborhoods.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
it's
targeted
us.
effort.
We are the racists. Anyway,
Wow,
This
that
one's
was
fun.
pretty hilarious, though.
oops, share this tab.
Is
instead.
that worse than World War XI?
Yeah, that's worse. That's
Yeah,
worse than
you-
World War
oh,
II.
yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
But not as worse as 9/11. Oh, the segue! Charles teed me up. He teed me up for the home run, baby.
Yep. That was a good segue.
That's awful.
Oh, I was born on the segue, molded by it. We push. No, we don't. Cool.
No, when have we ever pressed white
folks
supremacy?
turn-
Nobody
I-
ever.
Seriously, learn English. I have no idea what you're saying. You push white supremacy mess. For white folks turn around to have abortion, be drugs, alcohol,
Be
have
drugs.
babies out of wedlock, commit adultery. I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
point
mean,
you're
that's
trying to
all
make,
bad.
but it's nonsensical.
All bad
Um,
things. and nothing
White
we've
people
ever-
do that, and it's all
and
bad.
We constantly talk against those things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We think all those things
There
are
are
bad.
white people that do those things. There are people of all colors that do those things.
I
is
think
not a,
that
like,
I think that thinking those things are bad is pretty self-evident.
Yeah.
I hold these things to be obvious.
yeah.
So
It's just such a cop out. You know, calling somebody racist, there's no way to defend against it, which is why it's such a cop out. You
no,
just
there's
say
a way to defend
you're-
against it. You say
How?
You
The
say,
only way
you
is
say,
saying I have black friends.
say I'm rubber, you're glue.
there you go.
Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you.
Stick-
Also, having black
You can
friends
turn it via
is a
the,
hold on.
version of
Having
it.
black
Like,
having black friends is a pretty freaking solid defense to being accused of being a racist. You know what?
I agree, but they wouldn't
do
think
you
so.
know what kind of friends a black do you know what kind of friends a black person wouldn't? Do you know what kind of friends a racist person wouldn't have? Black ones. There we go.
Yeah, I agree, but people don't find it convincing. It's the stereotypical
Well,
thing.
those people are morons, and also those people actually don't like black people.
100%.
Those people built abortion clinics in black neighborhoods because they were eugenicists. That's pretty racist.
Yep.
So,
Well, should we stop talking about politics and get into
finally?
There you go. So it was a crazy week, guys.
Yeah,
We couldn't just not talk about that crap.
That was a lot of tabs.
I mean, could.
Yeah.
Crazy.
This is what happens. This is what happens when we don't have a TV show to talk about. There's a shooting at the White House, and $28 lunches or thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mando and Grogu. We don't. Yeah, we can bring this up.
Yeah.
There's problems. How do we do this sequentially? Do I just read all my notes?
The memes or whatever you want. We can kind of start from there. I don't know.
Okay. The opening shot, with the bad guy explaining that they were bad guys. Not a terrible fight scene.
The fight scene itself and the opening credits was phenomenal.
It was kind of the wonder of him coming down the hallway was good, and then it pans around and shows. It was good until it pans around and showed like 5 people standing there who hadn't been shooting at him. They were just watching him kill all of, and you're like, maybe shoot him.
Well, they were kind of being like, no, we're going to go with you now.
It was not them. It was not them. No. There were grunts standing in front of them, just standing there. And you're like, shouldn't we have seen then some maybe blaster fire coming in from the screen towards, like, stupid. Yeah. It was serviceable though. It was fine. That first scene of him coming down the hallway was legitimately good. The rest of this, after it left that room, I thought was quite bad. Mostly because they thought the audience was so stupid that they had to have a character on screen telling you everything that was visually happening. Oh no, we don't know where he is. I guess he's underneath us. Oh no, I guess he's coming through the door. Oh no, he's on top now.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
That Imperial character was the worst character in the entire show.
It was actually nice. It was actually really considerate of them to make a movie that you can watch while scrolling on your phone, because I was on my phone the entire time taking notes of everything stupid that was happening.
Yeah.
I think, look, Darth Vader could afford to do this because he was Darth Vader and he had the Force, but not every bad guy has to kill his underlings. You're gonna, if you don't have the power to back it up like Darth Vader did,
exactly,
no one's gonna work for you.
That's the problem with this whole thing. Those guys have no incentive to work for this rebel Empire holdout. Also, they even bring up in the scene, hey, you're not really protecting us. You're offering us protection, but we're still struggling here. So what loyalty do they have to him?
Also, the movie set up set up like, hey,
that's not how you negotiate.
We're taking down the remnants of the Empire, but never once did the movie explain like what the Empire was still trying to do that was bad. It was basically like hey, the movie was, hey, let's go hunt down all of the Nazis that escaped to South America after World War II, which would make a good movie. It would make a better movie if the person hunting them down was like actually personally affected by it, right? Yeah. Right? But like, it would just be like hunting them down and then it's just a guy on a farm, which is what this felt like. You're like, okay, you found them, but like, at this point, why did it matter?
Right.
They never explained or showed what the Empire was doing that was still bad. Like why they needed to hunt them down.
The whole thing just felt so low stakes for a Star Wars movie that has always been, a big, huge event, right? And it just meant like it wasn't terrible. And it's okay.
It's okay to have low stakes.
Yeah.
Well, sure, but
tell me what they are.
Well, so
have some stakes.
Yeah, this is where it connects into what you guys were saying before about how they didn't want to tie too heavily to the things that they had been doing in the show, so that it was accessible to people who weren't as familiar with the show. So they didn't really connect it to the things they kind of were doing in the show.
But you
and
could easily
there was supposed to be
give
stuff
me
with
a
Ron
you could
involved and
easily
stuff like that they took out because they also don't know how things are going to go with Ahsoka and if they're going to be able to keep doing any of that.
They
So
could have
just
explained it
removed
away
that
with
and
like
made it-
one line of dialogue that could have made it better.
Right.
It's like,
Right,
hey, the
right.
Empire is trying to do this thing and that's bad. Okay, that's why we have to stop them.
Yeah,
they
no,
they
I
just show
agree.
up and say, like, they had like a whole like a naming convention too for all the leaders. This is the you got it. This is the Ace of Staves, and I was like, what the hell does that mean? What is the Ace of Staves?
It's a term from Sabak, but
Cool.
I don't know enough more about
No,
it.
I know it was their version of poker, but like,
Yeah.
it like for some reason, all of the Empire leadership had like themed names, and this was the Ace of Staves leader that
I feel
apparently
like
had been eluding Mando for quite. I was just like, what
Well,
does
that's
that
to do with
mean?
public.
Just say, hey,
Yeah.
this is a bad guy. We got to go get him.
I
What does
thought
that
was
mean?
I thought that was handled pretty well because I feel like that's something that like translated pretty well to anybody not really knowing what's going on. You
Why
picked
did
up on
she-
The fact that we've got
She
we got
had
some-
a deck of cards and said, here, this is the Ace of Spades Nazi.
This
This is the one that got away after World War II. And
especially in Star
what
Wars.
does that
where you
mean?
have- you
Just
have the
say,
hologram.
hey, this is Himmler. He escaped. Go get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It was
He's
really
the Queen
weird.
of Hearts.
I agree. It was really weird because in the show and even later in this movie, they have the little hologram
Holograms,
things
yeah.
with the bounties on them. You know.
Yeah. That one again
So-
is also a reference too. There were times where they printed like faces of like terrible people on cards and like this was a deck of cards
Okay.
for that the whole
Okay.
thing.
I'm
But I
glad
agree
you.
that it does make it weird with them not you saying let's just keep doing these like pucks, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
AT-ATs. Or more specifically, was it an ATST that he wrote down, or it was one of the smaller ones?
It was
It wasn't a
smaller
full
one, too.
ATST. It was I don't care. I can't remember what they're called.
RT is apparently what it's called.
Yes.
Thank you, New
Okay.
Rockstars, for having
So,
the specifics on that.
So the first time we see those is in episode 6, correct?
I believe we see them actually in episode 5. I think we do see
Okay.
them on top. They're just in the background.
But we
when
see
you're
them
seeing
in
things.
action in episode 6.
But
Okay?
those are actual ATSTs that are in episode 6 because there are some. of
I
these
thought there were
Skywalkers
some of the ones that they sit on top of too, though.
No.
in the
Okay.
background of episode 5. You can see it, but
okay.
not in episode 6. No.
Presumably, the ATRT is a little less powerful than an ATST,
That,
Okay.
Yeah.
but about the same size. So the ATSTs,
There's more, but yeah.
they trip over sticks, but the ATRT is able to run down an avalanching mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look! I think that
I mean,
that's
hey, more
it's
nimble.
not.
It's smaller and more
Look!
nimble. There we go.
That's not
Sure.
an unbelievable technology. Like it's an inverted pendulum, and it's really cool. But also, it doesn't work in the universe where we see these things tripping over sticks.
I would
You
still say
can't
it's
run an
more
ATST
agile
down
thing.
a mountain, bro.
Yeah.
I think this
These
is a
things
more agile thing.
got taken out by Ewoks.
Yeah.
Right.
I love
Those
that
are
movie
bigger
so
though.
much, but
So-
yeah, those are bigger, more cumbersome, more
But yeah.
less fast
And-
stuff. Yeah.
So it would have a better chance of doing what man.
It's smaller and more nimble. It's meant for
This thing is now
More
smaller, more
maneuverability,
nimble, so
yeah.
yeah.
anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I've got
I don't know.
glad we got the play-by-play of the action because I was on my phone.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
something that I would let pass. Like that's something that wouldn't bother me
Yeah, that
because
doesn't bother
in
me
the
at all.
past, like in the past they've made
Yeah,
the
it was a nitpick.
technology.
It was a nitpick. I get it. Like, yeah, I like it out of context. You're like, oh, this is a cool thing. In context, you're like,
Yeah.
but these things kind of suck.
Even in context, I'm still okay with it. Yeah.
It was
It's
fine.
something you can ignore.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm not ignoring it because the rest of the
Yeah.
movie sucked. I get it.
That's fair.
It's not my strongest complaint, but it's still true. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got the line.
I think that's a fair complaint. That since the
Wow,
rest of the
Mando,
movie sucked,
you got to
can
stop
complain about
killing
this.
all of your bounties. It's better if you bring them in alive. And they don't even check to see if he's dead.
Was dead.
He crashed into a pile of snow.
Yeah.
Big explosion.
You gotta
Yeah.
cut. You're a bounty hunter. You don't get the bounty if you don't either confirm the kill or bring in the bounty.
Proof, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't realize
Stupid.
that.
There's so many things like that where you're like, no, but you got
Especially
what?
with the other guy in the end when they blow up the palace and he's still alive there.
Also, the first oneer was cool.
I already brought him in, I think, for that one.
This is a problem with the Mandalorian in general. They've made the Mandalorian armor so overpowering.
He was still.
They've made the Mandalorian armor so overpowered that all of the action is completely disengaging. If he can just run in and do that one shot, which was good, but also there should have been a whole bunch of people shooting at him, and there's giant gaps in that armor. So like you can't be you don't get to be Terminator. You still should be ducking and hiding behind things, and in every single fight scene in this movie, he just walks up like he's Will Smith about to slap a boy for making fun of his wife.
He lays down cover of plane and hides behind the desk.
He does a couple of things, but I still agree with you.
I agree.
Overall, I think you have the same.
Right? Like it's two problems. Like I think the armor is OP, is too OP, and also it's stupid because there's holes in it, and you're like, but you treat it like there's not,
Until we did get one thing where they were able to go to one of the gaps that didn't have armor on it, where he got
bit by a giant snake that could have pierced through it.
But
the only time
they wouldn't have pierced the Beskar, but they showed that it was like on the side, like next to his plate.
Okay, but if you're getting bitten by a giant snake, the teeny gaps in your armor is the least of your problems.
No, you're right. I'm just saying that overall, they did at least have one time where the gaps around his armor did come into effect.
Right, sure.
But overall,
I think also what he's saying is that Mando needs to act like that. He needs to stop aura farming and acting like a Terminator.
I love it when good guys barely break a sweat. It makes the action super engaging.
Yeah.
That's the
come on, give me stakes. Give me stakes.
The scenes that had Zeb fighting through the hallway, the little snippets you saw looked kind of cool, and they looked really well done, but they were so short, and they cut right back to Mando so quickly. And then you didn't really get to enjoy them, which maybe was a budgeted concern, but like it looked good when they showed it, but they didn't show much of it. It was really frustrating. Zeb overall looked good.
The bad guy escapes by simultaneously activating 50 individual thermal detonators, or I guess they were charges. They weren't thermal detonators, but he turned every single one of them on, and they all went off at the same time. And you're like,
well, I mean,
just do one bomb. Just do one bomb. Like what? Like why did you have 30? You stopped to go chink, 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 chink. Okay, now I gotta go. Just turning one of them on would have blown them all up anyway, right?
Yeah.
Or just make it one big bomb. Like it was dumb.
Yeah, I mean that's to me that's the limit. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I still gotta shoot him down.
Yeah.
And he has a ship in the air that could have shot him down.
They
like,
why Zed couldn't have shot him down in the ship?
What?
I don't know. Yeah.
There wasn't a single moment where I was like, oh, the good guy's in danger. I never once in this movie felt worried. I never once felt freaking episode 5, Luke facing off against Darth Vader and just getting trounced, like come on. Give me some steaks. Give me some $20 steak bowls for lunch.
I was just about to go full circle with that.
You almost got that, like when they said he was poisoned, but that was still so poorly handled. We can get to that at some point if we want. But yeah,
you're just digging a hole. You're digging that is point for me, not against me, bud. They gave Grogu the literal sound of a baby giggling.
Yes.
It wasn't like it was completely different from his normal baby Yoda. It was literally just, this is me tickling a baby and having a mic. And he went, but it wasn't. That was better. That would have been better. That sounded alien. I was like, what?
It was literally a human baby. That was one of my wife's first complaints.
And here's my overall complaint is like, I'm the Star Wars guy. Like I've got my AT-AT going, right? And you brought me in as the Star Wars guy, right? And so, and I'm most often the most avid defender of Star Wars things on this show. And for me, overall, I'm sorry, I'm just done with Grogu. I am just done with him.
Yep.
Like, he was cute, but the cute is not enough for me to be okay with just the bad storytelling that ends up coming around with this.
And I totally agree.
Oh.
And yet, the best part of this movie was when Grogu was by himself, when it was just Grogu. And I was like, this movie would have been better. And I was going to bring it up later. I was like, this movie would have been better if it was more Grogu. If they could have either done Grogu Impossible, I wanted more of him and the Babu Freaks.
Yeah.
Breaking in. I wanted him to wipe the sweat off his brow, but with the Force. I was like, it would have been dumb, but I would have liked it more. I wanted either that or I wanted Swamp Alone.
Oh, there you go. Swamp Alone.
I wanted him setting up traps in because the people who were chasing them disappeared for 3 days.
Yeah. And not only that, but he left the light on in his little mud hut.
I wrote it down. That's one of my notes. When he came back, the light was left on.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: the bit with just Grogu in the swamp was actually really, really well done.
It was pretty good.
The other thing is, so going to the one
the rest of the swamp
with the Anzellans or whatever going in, that one didn't work for me as much because to me, this is one of those examples where, so this is a movie where their CG effects were much better than their puppet effects, and I get.
Oh no, I disagree. The puppets were. I was like, oh, can we please just stick to puppets? And every time it did a CG monster, I hated it.
See, their puppet effects are great puppet effects, but this is the point where I then transition into, I'm sorry, it is still a puppet. So
I liked it. I'm totally against you on this.
It's just not, and I know I'm going to be alone on this because everyone is going to be practical is always better. But it was too much. Like the Babu Freaks,
Mr. Grogu goes to Washington. We could have got. We could have done Grogu doing the filibuster.
So, I partially agree with you, Jared. I like the puppets, but there are several times. Yeah, Zeb looked amazing. Awesome. There are several times when it's like,
so who the heck is Zeb?
A puppet, and Zeb is the purple alien.
Yeah,
that was a puppet. That was CGI.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Zeb,
what I'm saying.
As a CGI, looked great.
He looked pretty good.
I liked him way better than I liked seeing Grogu constantly being just a puppet.
Yes, I agree. I think
we're past that.
There are times the puppetry is phenomenal.
It is,
but you can still tell that it's a puppet, and I think it's time that we move on from, puppet 100%.
Better.
But
you can make a marionette with an email with a couple strings and a pieces of sticks. Okay. You can shove your hand up with a phone call.
No.
A puppet's butt with a phone call.
The problem is most of their CGI characters
do better, Jim Henson. Do better.
The problem is most of their CGI characters I don't like. I think Zeb looked amazing.
Zeb looked good. Everyone else looked garbage.
Some of the monsters in the arena, I thought looked really good.
The robots that were.
I did not think I was going to like the Hutts. I think they did a really good job with the Hutts.
They did better with them than I hoped.
But the snake and especially those little mermaid weird thing, I hated those. That was a terrible design.
Whatever things were goofy looking, but
they were just ripped from Sen's Fortress. From Dark Souls 1.
It's something that does exist in Jabba's palace in episode 6. But I agree they looked a little funky, but I think half the time that they looked a little funky was when they probably had practical ones on there. The other water snake, the white, the all milky white water snake looked really good.
Milky boy.
Yeah. And again, Zeb looked great. I even think that while there were times where the Hutts didn't work great, in particular Rada, there were other times where I think it worked really well. And there were even times, there was actually at least one shot of, I think when Grogu's on Rada trying to wake him up, that I think was actually a practical Rada.
Anytime Rada was practical, it looked good. And anytime he was CGI, I was like, I wanted to puke.
I do,
especially when his mouth was moving. I was like, it looked so bad.
I don't want them to not do puppets at all. I think that puppets are great, and I think it's actually really useful to have on set. I want them to mocap.
Puppet lives matter.
Yeah.
I want them to
Oh, it's the same symbol. It's the same one.
Yeah, it's this.
You gotta get there you go.
That's pretty. That's
But like,
Yeah.
but like, I just like. Okay, so Grogu unwrapping
That's the
the,
best
like
joke.
the poison the poison fix thing. You're just like you have this hand just going in doing this, and then the things just open themselves up. Like it just. It's one of those things that you look back and you see those old those old movies, and you're like, it is so cool how much effort they put into making that work, and it looks really cool, and there's some good things there. But we can do better. We can do better at this point.
Yeah,
I
agree, and they are doing CGI on Grogu's face to help him show him.
Actually,
They do have
some of that is also the puppet too.
I know they do have a very articulate puppet,
really articulate.
and they go into some of the details of.
Yeah.
There were some shots of Grogu that were CGI.
But seeing Grogu walk around as
like
a puppet,
it. I like
the
it.
walking it's a no for me. Same
like
thing
it.
with
I
the
agree,
Anzellans,
extremely.
with the little mechanics people.
Yeah,
Them walking around is just it pulls me out in the wrong way.
there was literally a shot when they were walking, they were climbing up the grate to get into the Jabba place or whatever, and the Babu Freak was just like hopping, like serious. It looks so bad.
Yeah.
I will say I think 90% of the puppets looked phenomenal, and I think 90% of the CGI characters looked terrible, with the exception of droids. The CGI droids looked phenomenal. The CGI creatures looked terrible, with the exception of the two droids. So, the two droids at the very end, the big boy droids, looked terrible. They were like animated in stop motion, and it looked like the chessboard move things in episode, they were and I was like, why are you like, I get they're robots, but they're not, they still weren't moving like robots. They were moving like stop motion, they look like, like the skeletons.
Yeah, I didn't mind
the stop motion skeletons and
they're robots, and
Jason and the Argonauts,
I agree. Those weren't as good.
And you're like, why does it look like this? These aren't practical effects. Yeah. Also, that fight scene was balls.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but it was. I didn't mind it.
I was like hype. I was like, well, this is going to be good, and then it wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
They kind of didn't make a whole lot of Grogu jumping into the robot, and
that they kind of made that.
Yeah, it didn't really.
It only affected that one shot that was going to be right in Mando's face, which probably wouldn't have hurt him anyway because it's Beskar and everything's fine.
But I did like a lot of.
Do I look like I'm lying?
I don't know.
Yeah?
We just met you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was a dumb line.
Yeah.
But I did like a lot of the other character work, the CGI characters of Zeb and Martin Scorsese's character.
Oh yeah, Martin Scorsese was good.
Well done.
And his Martin Scorsese's performance was actually pretty great. I actually liked his character.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
It was fun. That was a fun interaction.
Overall, the cute characters.
But like, why was Martin Scorsese in the movie?
Right.
He's a director.
That's why.
What the crap?
Because it's absolute cinema.
Yeah.
I was taking a drink. I was taking a drink during those opening credits. I was like, Martin. I literally spit it out. I was like, "What?"
I knew about that months ago because it was in the news and everything else, and his that one of those lines was in the trailer too. So like everybody heard his voice.
Yeah, I don't care. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch a single trailer for this movie, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just wrap up real quick on that whole thing. I think part of it is too that they are leaning too hard on the like, look at these cute things, and that's just not doing it for me. They're trying too hard with the. Yeah. We know that we got a lot of people involved because of the cuteness.
Yeah.
And the cuteness is not going to carry it for me.
Also, everyone was speaking common. Even the Babu Fricks, it was just common. And you're like,
they were talking about like they usually do.
He's a nasty baby. You come this way, and you're like,
that's how they were in.
I thought I remembered them speaking a different language, but
it was harder to understand.
But the Hutts speaking common was a bad choice.
I didn't like it at first, but I kind of, especially with the sister twin, I liked her voice, and I thought it was good speaking common. It was a little bit weird.
Jeremy Allen White was surprisingly terrible in this, and I love Jeremy Allen White. He's fantastic. his voice as Rod of the Hutt was completely phoned, and part of it is on the sound mixing. You can literally hear him breathing into the microphone, and it's just him doing like a Boston accent. It wasn't Boston, but it was just an American, like Chicago accent, and they didn't even try and make it sound alien. It was and it didn't sound like Jeremy Allen White. It was like him doing an accent.
I could kind of hear the thing in his voice there,
but you can hear him breathing into the microphone.
I actually think that was them adding a little bit of like reverb on there to make him sound Hutt-like.
If they did, it was a really bad job.
I was going to say how well they did it. That maybe is a different thing, but I do think that was an intentional thing they added to try to make him sound a little more Hutt-like. I'm with David in terms of conceptually, I don't like it, but it worked okay for me in the movie. Even though,
I hate it. Anytime they spoke English, I hated it. And the first time it happened, it was just one line. It was like, "Well, what do you think?" And you're like, "Well, why are you doing that?"
Because especially the twins, they switched back and forth. Which
they started speaking Huttese, and I'm like, "Oh, thank goodness they're actually teaching speaking."
And
Huttese,
then the first scene, they slipped in one line of basic, and you're like,
and then they spent basic the rest of the time.
I agree with you on principle alone. I think it is wrong. I think they do need to do more with just letting things speak alien, subtitle it, or honestly, they have in the past done a really good job of helping us just know what it is from context and the way people respond.
You literally have a character that just goes, and you get it. You know what it is.
And you know exactly what was going on with that.
Exactly.
And so I do wish they would do that more. That being said, I surprisingly did not hate it in the presentation of the movie as much as I hate it on principle.
But on top of, I hated them speaking common or basic, not common. Sorry, basic.
Right.
Yeah.
The things that they were saying were the dialogue. I thought was atrocious. Like Rod of the Hutt saying, "I got this, yo," and you're like, "This is it's a hut. I got this." And man. Like
he's
you're like
trying to be
what?
Different, but I still don't think it quite hit for me. I agree with you. I'm not quite as mad at it.
I hated his performance. And I'm like, I love this man as an actor, and I couldn't stand his performance.
Yeah. Here's the other thing that I would say is if the twins had spoken Huttese and just him had been speaking basic,
it would have been slightly better.
It would have made some more sense because again, his whole bit is I'm trying to break.
I'm not like my dad. Yeah, that speech though. Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Not great, but at least it's
I don't want to be like him. Okay, I gotta do an eat, pray, love on Tatooine. Okay, I gotta eat, pray, love my way across Tatooine. So stupid. Okay, I've got who the F is Purple Boy. I know it's something from Rebels, but not one scene introducing the character. They expo dump Hutt lore in the next scene. They explain to the audience who the Hutts are, but they don't tell me who this other character is I've never seen. If there was one character that needed zero exposition, it's the Hutts. They're like, these guys are bad guys that do crime. And you're like, yeah, we know. I wrote down, I don't know who this is. And then the next note is, why are they telling me who the Hutts are?
Yep. That's what I'm saying. They don't do any introduction for Zeb, or I don't think they did enough for Mando and Grogu, in my opinion. But yeah, you're right. They
why the Hutt speak one line in basic. We already talked about that. What is this Fetch Quest the movie? The techno soundtrack is balls.
Yeah,
and then here it is. The movie looks good mostly. I take it back. This looks awful.
What scene was that?
It was Rod of the Hutt. The first Hutts looked pretty good, and then you get to Rod, and you're like, oh boy!
I don't know.
No!
I thought I was gonna hate his design a lot more, but it
was him talking. It was a close up before he showed. It was him talking, and it was it wasn't puppet. It was CGI, and you're like, and it just didn't line up, and it's gross.
I'll probably be alone on this, but I actually kind of liked his fighting, and in particular where he did.
The fighting was it was fine. Cool. It was weird.
Yeah.
Look,
I thought
I
his
can't-
fighting was very good because he
It made
made
a lot of
use of
sense.
his slug.
Yeah.
moves,
It was
right?
fun. It
He
was like
fought a slug, and
I
that was really good.
thought I was going to hate it
afraid
more.
he'd be, like, whipping
I did
around and,
hate.
like,
I did hate that fight scene, but it wasn't because of. I was like, and also like I can't say that I want to see God Emperor of Dune, and also say that because that's what it would be.
Yeah.
I
did think about that while I was watching.
was
it.
like, yeah, it's weird, but like it's supposed to. Like he's a worm. Like it. Yeah, it was fine. I was fine with him fighting. It was weird that he had abs.
a little bit, but okay.
It was weird.
I still think they could have done that a little bit better, but okay, yeah. A couple things you passed that like time frame of it, like the shot with the X-wings in the sun. I thought that was something that had already been reused from the show, or something. But I guess it was actually in The Force Awakens. They did a shot like that with the TIE fighters. So it, for me, like it was a cool shot, but I was almost like, why are we repurposing a shot? And I guess we weren't, but it made me think we were just repurposing a shot. And I was like, what? Why?
There were a lot of homages.
Yeah,
I've got. It's not for information. It's to cover his tab. I actually wrote down. That's a great line.
Which one was
with
that?
Martin Scorsese when he comes back the second time
Yeah.
and he gives him money. He's like, no, please don't give me money. I didn't give you information. I didn't. It's like, no, that's to cover his tab, and it pans away and he's eating. And like, that was really good.
And overall, like that's an okay joke, but I am kind of just done with the Grogu stuff. And I'm like, and here's one of the things I was telling them earlier, that like my biggest problem is too that they still can't be consistent with whether this is a kid that doesn't get anything and has no control, or a
baby. He was a baby in this
old being that gets what's going on and can like understand you and
it's
say yes.
Wanting to have their cake and eat it too. Yes,
they do.
Yes,
and
I agree.
I'm like, it's not even a progression within the movie, which they could have done. It is back and forth because
Every
you have
time
the no, don't press that button, don't launch missiles at me, do something else, and then he does it again.
Build
and
a house by yourself. Do a Die Hard in the. Why didn't they do a Die Hard in the?
And then
it was like they were setting it up, and then they couldn't follow through with jungle.
And then he builds a mud hut that's too small, and he thunk.
What was he hitting his head against? It was like a it sounded like metal striking the helmet. And you're like, it's a mud hut.
I think that the sound made sense because it's his metal helmet against a
root. It still wouldn't make that sound.
Hardened
adobe
hut. Yeah, like hardened.
It was mud. It wouldn't have made that sound, dude.
It was hardened.
I agree. The sound mixing was weird.
It wasn't great, but that didn't bother me at all. Like the sound itself was like, it's fine. But the fact that he's just sitting there like, I don't get why he's not going further in. Like,
it's dumb.
Are you hyper competent, or are you
just built a house, dude?
and
then left the lights on at the house to hide him, and then didn't cover the house. Like the house wasn't better camouflage either, though. It was a mound of mud, and you're like, okay, so he's under there. He didn't cover it with sticks or anything, and left the light on, and it just conveniently worked out because all of the people chasing him just disappeared for 3 days. But we're jumping ahead because I've got how in the galaxy instead of how on Earth.
Yeah, that's fine.
How is salt rare?
Oh, that
when spaceships exist.
That pissed me off. I had a whole rant about this. Like, yeah, it may be rare in your planet, but this is a galaxy. We have commerce.
You can basically just teleport between planets.
Mines in Kessel, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a thing. But even given that aside, even if, okay, fine, I'll take your big grain of salt.
Take it with a
right?
grain of salt, yeah.
Mando literally shows up and says, oh, that has no value where I'm from. Okay, well, why don't I just give you this salt crystal and you can be on your way? And like, it
doesn't mean anything to me. But it has value here. It's like, yeah, but I don't live here.
It was so stupid. Like,
he was trying to get him to live there, maybe. But
I don't know. It was so dumb. It's the same issue with the opening scene where that guy has no stakes. There's no reason why those other Imperial guys would owe him any tribute.
Yep.
He doesn't know how to negotiate.
And
the
then-
same thing here. He doesn't have anything, and he's just like, well, how about I pay you off with this salt? Oh, and come work for me for no reason. Like, come fight in
And
things.
then
You
and
can
then
make
he
a lot of money
walked
for-
out of that scene, and they tried to like have him do something cool, like walk away from explosion, and and all he did was just teach them how to salt a rim. And they're like, okay, that was a
thing I wanted to say that happened before where we're at.
Okay.
With some of my things was
too late. We
that
passed
the
it.
pilot bar was a practical effect, and apparently they put in the background a rebuilt prop of games that were in the Tashi Station deleted scene. So
Okay, sure.
cool thing there, cool little bits. I will say you get a brand new Razor Crest was kind of dumb.
Yes.
Like, why?
And again, even if they were going to do it, that was a perfect example that they could have added some exposition to those that didn't see the show, because it has no bearing on anyone that hasn't seen. It could have been
And
a character
in the
building
same
moment.
in the
You
same
used to
scene,
have one of
like
these ships, didn't you?
in that
They
scene,
didn't do anything about it. They're just like, hey, there's this ship. Do you like it? Yeah, I kind of
also
like it.
giving him his Razor Crest, the person delivering the lines. Like it was one sentence, and then the next sentence was, "Hey, this is a really good ship," and then the next sentence was, "Hey, this ship is a piece of garbage," and you're like,
Yes.
and it was the same character saying it, and you're like,
No.
What?
It was Zeb trying to fix something or whatever, and like, we're never going to fix it without this hunk of garbage or whatever. And like, just pull the panel off. And
but they
that
they
was-
just
that
got
was later
done
on,
saying
yeah.
that it was a good ship, and you're like, what?
Well, so the other thing that, because they did at least say, like, didn't you used to have one of these or something like that? I think there was one little line that they
I was
said
waiting for a
very-
line like that, and they did not mention it.
But either way, the thing is, too, like, I love the N1 Starfighter, the Naboo N1 Starfighter that he gets in. One of the redeeming qualities of Season 3
Right.
is that's a cool-looking ship. And we complained about the fact that he's a bounty hunter. He needs a work van, not a motorcycle.
Where he gonna put them bounties?
Yeah. So I get that, and I get that the complaint was he shouldn't be replacing his work truck with a motorcycle, but his motorcycle was really cool, and I hated that we saw like that much of it, and that then we just give him a work truck back with no like.
No, like you can park the motorcycle inside the other ship. You know, you can go into back.
Like they could have used both of them. Like it completely undercuts the fact that he lost his Razor Crest because it has no bearing on anything anymore.
Exactly.
Well, but that's par for the course with the Mandalorian. He got rid of Grogu and then he brought it back off screen.
Right.
Which to
for the course now.
Which to that point, I've heard a lot of people point out that, like, can you imagine if we had ended Season 2 with him sending off Grogu the way that we did end Season 2, and we didn't have Season 3 or Book of Boba Fett, and we got a movie now with them coming back together and doing some adventure, like, that would have been so cool. But no, we had Season 3 of Mandalorian, and we had Book of Boba Fett in there as well. So that was really frustrating to me that the getting the Razor Crest was really, really dumb. It was cool seeing, and we kind of mentioned that
they literally did the whole bypass the compressor again with the Razor Crest.
Yeah. This is the first time we see Nal Hutta in live action, and it was really well done, like we'd already kind of mentioned. The droids from the prequels were pretty cool. The score just took me out of it about half the time. Apparently, the Scorsese's character is brother to the one that was in Solo, which is cool.
I don't care about that. Did
Did
no one else catch that the techno theme song was just "Sweet Dreams"?
I did not pick up on that at all.
Either. Yeah.
It's literally the end. It's the same tune. It's like I started singing "Sweet Dreams" and I was like, "Sweet Dreams." I was like.
Yeah. This is one that, thanks to the new Rockstars for pointing it out. As he's walking up to the salt bar, one of the things that you can see in the reflection, it's actually an ad for the Halcyon, which was the like Star Wars like hotel.
Oh yeah, I saw
thing
that. Yeah.
That like is defunct. The Galaxy's Edge thing. So there was like a come ride the Halcyon or whatever that was in there.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was kind of funny.
That's pretty hilarious.
They of course had in the fight scene in the place, they had lots of like homages to the throwing down the guy and stuff like that, which was kind of fun. I think at that point I was already like, hey, I'm kind of done with Grogu. Like, stop trying to be so on the nose. Overall, that usually works for me, but for some reason, by that point already in this movie, I was like, just stop. You're trying too hard.
Yeah.
You're trying too hard.
I've got my daddy is a Jabba the Hutt, but not me. I'm a Nada the Hutt.
I'm a rat.
Poor me.
Yeah.
I was going to say one of the
That's not
cool
the actual line,
Easter
is
eggs
it?
is that the entrance where the monsters break out after the end of the fight, the top, like above that entrance, is labeled Weathers Apollo as a reference to Carl Weathers as Apollo. So that was kind of cool. And there's fun little.
In the fight scene, I thought was ridiculous. So they fight each other, which is okay, sure, whatever, fine.
I liked it.
And then they realize, the thing you said was true. Now we have to fight together. Mando keeps the axe.
I did think that was a
the
little
giant, oversized axe instead of handing it back to Rada, who
it's not that
he had
oversized.
2 of them. So he had 2 of them.
He gave one of them.
He gave one, but so Rada started out with both of them.
Yeah.
We're fighting with
And
both
then
of them.
Mando has a sword and then a giant oversized axe that he can't use and doesn't use for the fight. Instead of
It's not
handing
that
him
oversized, 'cause
back,
you see them
giving
standing
him
next to each
back
other at
his
the same time.
axes. I was like, this is so dumb.
Slightly different reasons, but I agree with you.
And then I got this cringe. What horrible security features.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And then
You might
2
say the
seconds
purpose
later,
of those rings.
it cuts away, and there is no audience. The audience is already gone. There was like one guy walking up the street, and you're like, "This is the ending of the D&D movie all over again." They evacuated an entire stadium in seconds, which we can't even do with today's technology. It takes an hour to get out of a stadium and we have cars. You know,
Well, they have flying cars, to be fair, but yeah, that security system was ridiculous. It circumvented the entire purpose of those lasers is to keep the creatures in, and it just goes off when the creature.
Well, because it was a creature it was an electric. It was the electric creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so dumb.
That's the thing, is a lot of these things are such like tried and overused like tropes.
Tripe.
Even the like, oh, what you told me was right. Now we're gonna have to fight together. Again, I kind of liked the fight scene, but the whole setup for it is just overused and just not special.
But this is, I think, probably the movie's greatest sin was the high-speed baby pram. What the crap? What was that?
Pram?
Yeah, no. Because they have to go do a chase scene, and so they walk outside and there was someone pushing a baby on a pram, and they get pushed out of the way before the monster. They're like, "Oh, get out of the way!"
They grab the kid out of it and they run away.
And then Grogu jumps in it, and then it moves the handle back to it goes shink, and then it goes, and it's faster than the freaking speeders in the 6th movie.
I'll give you that maybe that's because he was using the Force to push himself forward on that.
No,
but yeah, it's.
No, I thought I laughed at that too.
Yeah,
it was kind of silly.
And Mando was keeping up with his jetpack, which aren't the jetpacks like slower? But whatever. I guess there's a scene where he's like keeping up with a spaceship in his jetpack too, so it's fine. That's not okay. The voice for Poo Poo the Hut is terrible. We already talked about that. He has zero emotion in his delivery, which is ironic because isn't he the son of Zero the Hutt? Oh no, that's his aunt. Yeah, I know that one of them is called Zero, but not the one that's in this movie. I was trying to make a joke about Zero. Never mind. It's weird that we've had 2 movies about Rada the Hutt getting kidnapped.
Yes, that is absolutely true. And going into this, that was a whole thing where it was like, wait, why are we?
And it's weird that both of those movies should have been pilots for TV shows.
And it's like,
I did not realize that was in the.
I'd only have 2 dimes, but it's still kind of weird that that's happened twice.
Yeah.
Movie.
And then we get the reveal. Hey, you know the guy that you were looking for? It's the guy that you already met. And then it just begs the question: then why is he important at all? If he spends his time running fighting pits, why do we care about this ex-Nazi? He's not doing anything bad anymore. He's no longer being a Nazi.
Well, he's being a slaver, but yeah.
And then we get to his house, and it's covered in stormtroopers. And they literally say,
that pissed me off too.
I don't know how we're going to get in there. And then the next scene,
he's
they're both
already
just in there.
Yeah, he's already in the room.
He walks up and says, "Hey guys, I'm gonna shoot you now," instead of just shooting them now.
Yeah.
What the crap? They bypass the compressor again. I'm not a pilot. I'm a scientist. I'm not a pilot. I'm a doctor. That's it.
I got you. I got the reference.
No. He says, "I'm a pilot, not a blank." And then my comment after that is, then why is he never doing the pilot stuff? Like the plot of that scene was, oh no, there's no one to fly the ship, and we also have to do a fighting thing at the same time. There's another pilot in the ship. But Mandalorian can't stop flying. He has to multitask. And you have the guy in that same scene saying, "I'm a pilot, not a mechanic." Screw off, you retarded movie. Mando just leads an Imperial officer straight into the secret rebel headquarters and doesn't even black bag him.
Well, it's not a secret. They're
Not anymore.
They're the new.
They're the new Republic.
They're the new
now, so-
Republic.
Still,
I
probably don't want to know where their headquarters is.
I mean, he's
It's
under
not a
arrest
secret.
at this point.
Yeah,
this
it's not a secret.
He's under
Yeah, but
arrest,
what if he
and-
gets out? You always black bag. Come on.
But that's
They're
the thing.
they're
This is
not
not a
rebels
secret.
anymore.
Yeah, they're not
They're
rebels
not.
anymore.
It's not a secret base.
This is the Republic.
Okay,
This
all
is
right,
their
okay.
outfit, you know.
I've got, what is the plot of this movie? It's almost like a TV show stitched together or something, which is ironic because that's not, they specifically said that's not what this was.
They specifically lied that this is not that is not what this is.
Babu tricks say horrible baby. That was one of my comments. Where the heck is Leia? And why has she been replaced by Ripley?
She's running the actual government.
Ripley's character was just Leia.
Yeah.
That
one I totally get. That one's fine.
And then here's my comment. Dude had a seizure next to me and then fell asleep. And his friends are just still watching the movie. What?
Good, Alan.
Yeah, that's pretty noteworthy. That's pretty noteworthy.
Mando had a draw. And then the assassin, and then the movie just stops, and you're like, and then they're gonna go live on a farm, and he realized don't be silly. Bag your member, okay? Okay. So then he realizes that an assassin is coming, and it shows Mando looking around the corner, and he has the drop on the assassin. And then the next scene is him walking into the completely indefensible building and giving up his visibility on the assassin.
Yeah.
And we know that he knows that there's two. There's an assassin and a dog.
Yeah.
And then the assassin jumps on the roof, and so he says, okay, now because I know where he is, it's safe for you to escape. And completely forgets that there's a dog.
Yep.
And then the dog kills one of the things and then doesn't kill it. And it's still alive the next day.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the balls to kill a Babu Frick.
Yep.
What
Freaking guy.
the crap? He sent Baby Yoda and the Babu Freaks to their deaths. He knew that there was a literal bloodhound outside. How is Babu Freaks?
Embo looked really cool. I think he looked really cool.
Oh, the assassin guy was great.
Yeah.
He looked awesome, and they didn't use him ever.
He did a better job with him than Cad Bane.
Oh, much better. He looked so much better than Cad Bane. Don't get me started on Cad Bane. I will go crazy.
I didn't hate Cad Bane as much as you guys did, but I agree with you absolutely. Embo looked much better.
Why didn't the Hutts send the hunter to get Poo Poo the Hutt? Why did they need Mando at all?
Yeah.
They had a guy that was capable of capturing
good point.
the guy that they hired to capture someone.
Although he didn't enter the picture until after Mando did
Shut up!
the job.
Why
Mando
didn't they just hire him?
They just hired a mercenary.
I don't care.
He didn't
Stop.
deliver,
No.
so they hired another mercenary.
Yeah.
There's no issue with that.
Yeah.
It
still does track down to, well, then you probably should have just gone for him in the first place. But
I liked his character a lot, and he was criminally underused.
Yeah. Yep. I'll give you that.
Oh, you dick.
I just read that.
Yeah.
And I would have done a better performance than Jeremy Allen White, shockingly.
Yeah.
It's a Muppet
Crazy.
movie now, and I was okay with it.
It's weird. I would have almost preferred it if they had done a short that was just Grogu in the forest. doing
Yeah.
things. They did an amazing job, and that was the bit that I liked the best.
Grogu and Afraid or something.
Oh, it was really good.
But again, part of those puppetry moments took me out of it a little bit.
Mhm.
Like you could have
that one
you
where
could
he's
have
opening the
supplemented.
thing
Yeah,
was
the one where he's
just
opening the thing.
it
A couple
was just
times when he's
the
like
things-
picking out the macarons, and he just puts it up to his mouth and chews,
Yeah.
and it's like you didn't take a bite of
I'm
that
like-
macaron.
I really liked the shot of all of the Babu freaks walking into the jungle. Them just kind of I don't know. That shot really worked for me.
and again, like that's cool enough, but for some reason, I think again, it's that kind of contrast. Like
They
if
see
this
you, Mark.
was made in
Yeah,
the
way to go out on the meanest thing you've ever said to me, Mark.
80s,
Screw you.
like,
No, I was a whale. Yeah.
if they had just if this was a movie made in the 80s and that was all that they had for effect, like not even necessarily because that was all that they could do. If this was a movie made now and the only effects they were doing were practical puppet effects, that would still be cool and I would still like it. But because you're mixing it, you've got to supplement that a little bit better than too.
Don't mix.
Having only CGI things that are just painted on top of a tennis ball does not look good and doesn't allow the actors to interact very well.
Bearded does not support mixed alien race marriages.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, the bit where the Babu freaks and Grogu rescue Mando, right? And it was a little bit convoluted when they like, oh yeah, I'm not going to fit that ship, so just leave without me. Even though you came here for me, just leave me here to die. Okay,
You came to rescue him,
I'm not really gone. I'm here for.
He's like, there wasn't. No one thought that he would have left, and also, why would he leave if he came here to? It's so dumb. Yeah.
It was really
but we're
dumb.
skipping over the snake fight, which was retarded. He falls in. No.
Yeah, I get where you're
He
going with
falls in, hits the water, and sinks like 30 feet, and has to climb his way back up. And then for the rest of the fight scene, he's standing in ankle-high water and always has a place to not just stand, but move around. There's never a point where it looks like he's balancing on a vine.
There was that one shot from below where it shows he's standing on a thing and he's like,
and he uses it to dodge the snake. I was like, okay, that was good. But for the rest of the shot, he's just walking around this ankle-high puddle, and you're like, and then it's the next shot. He falls into the center, and then when he gets back up and he's standing in the center, in the exact place where he fell straight through. And then the snake appears, and you're like, these two things cannot coexist. You cannot have this snake
it should have
and
been
him walking around.
They open up open up a door and the snake comes out.
Which made no sense.
That's one of those things that it's like, I guess Hutts all love having, trap doors down to their monsters.
Yep.
Sure.
It didn't. No, but the scene where it coiled up and it was the big shot of the hey, this is the monster. It was coiled up and then going way too deep. Like it physically didn't work.
The thing is and I can tell that this is where their idea was, but they did a very poor execution of it, because you see when you have that one shot from underneath where he almost falls back and then he uses that to dodge, that it's supposed to be that there are gaps and areas that it goes deeper, but that there's a structure underneath it that you can.
And it was dumb.
and it did so you could do that, but you need to have a little bit more
but they didn't do it well.
Being careful, trying not to fall off. Like
Exactly.
the execution was garbage for it, but the concept, I think that they had a concept there. They just didn't remember it all the way through with it each of the times that they were trying to mess with it.
They didn't show him struggling with the terrain at all during the fish mermaid thing.
It's almost like continuity is important, and these people are hacks and didn't care about it.
That fight in particular with the mermaids was awful.
Okay. Yeah. And then he gets rescued by Grogu.
Yeah.
Who finds an open grate.
Yes.
That's blocked. That's clogged, slightly clogged with a couple sticks.
Yeah.
But it is an open grate, and somehow blowing up that grate releases water that was below the grate and floods the entire tunnel. Retarded. Didn't make sense.
Well, it did show the water level was because
there was a shot where it went above, and you're like,
I showed the exact same shot. They come on this thing, and I'm like, this better be above the water level. And no,
it's not. But it's blocked.
It was below the water level, but it was dammed up
kind of
right
dammed
there.
Up. Yeah.
But even so, that's not going to have that much water.
That being said, it also didn't actually fill the entire tunnel either, because they ended up. It just was a water slide for them. So
it kind of looked like it was flooding the whole thing.
But the very first when it first hit.
When it came out, when it exited the place, it showed it was like a laminar flow of water.
See, I had already accepted it by the time that happened, because by the time they're sliding through the thing, it's just water slide. It's not being full, but you're right. I think when they eject, it does show it coming full out, which that's where it was the problem.
It was pretty dumb.
Deep.
Yeah, that's at the very end there, but that jumping into the moat,
and they did the same thing at the end of the movie, and they're like, "Hey, it's not deep enough to jump in. Oh, just jump." And he said something, and I couldn't. The dialogue was so bad, I couldn't hear what it was. It's something.
I still couldn't hear it.
And then they jump in, and then it was deep enough, and then they stand up in it, and you're like, "What?" They did it twice in the same movie.
It could be the same sort of setup, but you just need to give us a little bit more, so that we understand and believe that, as opposed to it just looking like bad continuity or something that you didn't care enough to flesh out the fact that it was both of those. It can be both. You just didn't do a good job making it both.
Yeah. He didn't take the freaking speeder.
For which part?
He knocked the robot off the speeder and then didn't take the speeder to get away.
Oh, in that moment?
He kept running on foot. They did bring the speeder back, and I was like, okay, fine. They brought back Chekhov's gun, but way too late.
Yeah.
Grogu came to rescue Mandu. Why would he leave? We already said that.
The couple of other complaints that I had is, so here's one of the things where they were giving us little Easter eggs just for people who did watch the movie, is they have the blurgs, those little things that he rides, the animal things that he rides, back at his compound.
The heat vision.
Why and for what reason? And they don't play into this. And they weren't supposed to be from this planet. Nothing. There's no reason for them to be. What? Okay. And then the Grogu suit up scene for me was kind of dumb. And this is another example of where suddenly he's capable. But the cuteness is not enough for me. But that's what they were going for with that scene. Was
that scene legitimately felt like an Edgar Wright suit up scene. Mm-hmm. Where they're but it's him making a coffee, and you're like putting in the gun, brushing his teeth.
I'm sorry, like I can't be too mad at them for that because that's me, and I would say actually a lot of people, but it's more as because of the state of the franchise overall and of this property in particular that it's just like this wasn't like it was a bad idea. I'm sure it will work for a lot of people who are much more casual fans, but I'm sorry, just no.
Yeah, I thought it actually looked good. They pulled it off pretty well in that, but
pretty well
because it was supplemented with CGI, by the way, more than puppets. But again,
but
it didn't fit.
Too much puppety.
It didn't fit
and
because
it's like he's too competent. But
yeah, exactly.
Is he flicking the wrong switches, or is he competent? Like, and again, like that's another one of those ones where you got little pieces of this looks really good with the puppetry, and maybe they've supplemented with CGI, and then also you can tell this is not clicking because it's a puppet, and it's that contrast that is just it was not working for me.
What do I got? so many notes. Haven't we already seen Grogu force heal?
Yes, we have seen that in the show. We actually saw that because it came out.
Why doesn't he say, "Hey Grogu, can you force heal me real quick before I go and do a Die Hard"?
So here's a couple things because actually I think we saw Grogu do it before we saw in Rise of Skywalker when Rey does it. We saw him do it first, and then we got to see Rey do it. But here's the thing: like they have this bit where they're like, "Oh no, you've been poisoned," and then for like 10 minutes we don't care, and it seriously made me think they're going to have actually said that and then not care about it. And then when they finally did, it was still kind of not a big deal. Like
he found a guy that had the antidote. Who was also just doing like a Boston accent, and it's a fish guy, and you're
they found that Vader guy or whatever. They find that guy 3 freaking days later. So what was it? Was it Grogu healing him that took care of the poison, or was it that? And
I'm swimming here. Hey.
Like
it was a black voice. I thought it was Idris Elba at first. That's what it was, and I was like, okay, but it wasn't even.
But that's one of those things where it's like, okay,
they got an alien magical Negro to help out Grogu.
The thing is, I did like their interaction.
Yeah, I thought that their interaction was fine.
But you're right; it was just kind of weird,
very random. Very weird and random. And again, like to me, it's like, okay, I thought for a second there you were going to just kind of pretend like the poison didn't happen because you're not even making it affect him at all until you suddenly do have him collapse because of it. But then it still doesn't have any effect because you get
the bad guys all just are gone. They're gone.
Yeah,
they just disappear.
This is what I was saying earlier, where it's like to me, there was a half a minute where I thought, maybe they'll kill Mando here in that scene, because to me, I'm like, okay, conceptually, as a storytelling device, the idea of Mando dying might be an interesting thing to explore. And if they're going to do it, this seems like the most likely place that they would do it. Did I really believe it was going to happen? Not really, but like I was like, okay, maybe it could happen. I suppose.
That actually would have been an amazing premise.
Because again, you're getting
and then you have to lean into, hey, Grogu has to figure out that his friend has died, and doesn't want to leave the corpse. He has to understand. He's learning what death is,
Yeah. Similarly, I actually do like the line. I like the concept behind the line.
Make aliens weird.
The old take care of the young, and then the young take care of the old. I actually really like the sentiment behind that line. Still just didn't really work for me. I don't know.
Hey, you got your fiance.
Hey.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Okay, so the entire reason that Grogu builds the mud hut, I thought it was because, he needs to go and find something to save Mando. And then instead of doing that, he's just looking for food. Why? He's looking for fish. All he does is steal fish when he eats bugs. He didn't need to steal food, and I thought he was doing that so we could get help. And he doesn't.
Yeah. Well,
and the guy and he doesn't even he does the help just lands in his lap. And he says, "Oh, by the way, do you need an antidote to poison or anything like that? Oh, how convenient." But it was Grogu just trying to steal food.
Yeah.
I was expecting to have him force feed Mando some fish too, you know, but
yeah,
they didn't show that at all.
Okay.
Well, and again, like that was a really well done sequence with the like what they did of the storytelling of that sequence,
The
and
interaction
the puppetry in that
interaction
sequence
was great.
was
but
cool.
It didn't make sense. With his
I hated his voice. I hated his voice.
This is what I wrote. Like the cuteness isn't enough for me, but they did do some pretty good storytelling.
Yeah.
Like if this had just been a short of Grogu surviving in the wild for a bit, that might have been enjoyable, and I could have appreciated the artistry that goes into the puppet work. But as a part of the film, it just felt pointless. Yeah, I've got notes myself. Like, yeah, you know, like goodness, it just felt pointless.
It could have been the Jedi Master of the Flies, you know, like. And then he has to eat. He has to eventually, you know, eat Mando's body to survive.
Right. Also, the this is another thing that again, like it just dives in a little bit more to me. The like, you're just going for the reference was so there's the frog that swallows Grogu for half a second, right? Then you just spit him out and he spits him out. Okay, cool. But that's
he did the same thing with the frogs.
Yeah, but that's
frogs larva.
Kind of also a reference to the big. I think the special editions of Return of the Jedi, there's a big frog outside of Jabba's palace. And I'm like, okay, like I appreciate the reference, but at the same time, like, why are we pretending like all these different alien species, especially like creature species, not alien like sentient species, are just surviving just fine in wildly different climates and worlds, unconnected? Like it's been doing a lot more in these, especially in the Disney era, where they're just like, it's a Star Wars creature, therefore it will be on any planet, regardless of the fact that we're trying to make these planets randomly climatic, and yet also distinct different climates. It's just, I was like, I wanted it to be so much better.
Also, okay. So now with Lizard Guy, I have that's not how bloodhounds work. Much less alien bloodhounds. Like if dogs are amazing. Okay? They can go watch like the Mark Rober video on dogs. He did a couple of them, and my son watches Mark Rober all the time. Very good YouTube influence, right? But he's like they can differentiate between like 1,000 different scents. Like, yeah, he maybe would have gotten distracted by the food, but that doesn't mean he would have lost track of the scent. And the fact that he standing right next to Baby Yoda and can't smell him. Obviously, it's an alien bloodhound, so maybe they work differently. But also, then, what's the freaking point of having a bloodhound as a bounty hunter? Okay,
because the bounty hunter did say, like, "Hey, let's go, leave it alone," or whatever. Like, maybe he was listening to the command. That's
not how they work. And he wouldn't even need to. He should be sniffing down the Mandalorian, and the fact that they didn't find him, and the fact that the light was left on is retarded. Okay, and then he leaves. So he's Baby Yoda's hiding behind a box, and then he leaves, and then the lizard guy comes up and said, "Hey, that hunter said this." The hunter doesn't have a line of dialogue. He doesn't say anything. He shows up and then leaves.
You hear them whisper in the background when Grogu is behind.
I didn't. I was paying, like there was some, maybe they messed up with the sound mixing. That did not happen in my theater.
They are talking, but it is.
I promise you, it did not happen in my theater. It just showed Mando
kind of weird, but
growling, and then this guy told me this stuff, and you're like, but he literally didn't say anything. He just walked away and left. I was so confused.
It was implied. It was barely audible. There was just one little bit that was like talking in the background, but it's also right there, like you would have heard it, right? It wasn't very well done.
I missed a little bit around that moment as well. That's the thing, is like this was not the most engaging of films, especially at that moment. Like, in spite of the fact that there was some really good stuff being done there.
I paid to watch a movie this weekend. That's all I'll say about that.
Mm.
It wasn't hard. It was empty. Okay, there was no one
My
in that
train was
theater.
not empty. There were maybe 4 or 5 empty seats.
I've got and then he left the light on. What the heck?
Yeah,
This is boring AF. The lizards are just straight from Sen's Fortress in in Dark Souls. And then I got Chekhov's speeder.
So
finally,
before we get there though, first of all, again, I had another note that again they constantly forget that Grogu was actually 50 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah, he maybe progresses young or slowly or whatever. Anyway, but when they find that gunrunner ship, we're like, oh, this is the gunrunner that took John Rada or whatever,
which they shot down, and it still works.
Overgrown, like there was plants growing on it, like it had been there for a decade.
It's not like it had debris.
It had been like 3 days.
No, it had, and yet then he goes on, fights the other things, which again I think that was an even worse fight against the like mer people things.
Mer people in the ship was
and then he just flicks some switches for a little bit. That's not where
also why would it have crash landed on this planet? Why would Road to the Hutt have tried to flee to the very planet the last place he should have gone to?
Either that, or maybe the gunrunner was dirty and was taking him there anyway. But then why was it shot down? I don't know. It really doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Maybe they were boarded.
I do like the design of that ship though. That like turtle.
Oh yeah.
This happened a bunch too, Martina. Yeah.
AT-AT ship. I think the design of that was awesome.
Yeah, I agree with Martina here. Like, give it a little bit longer than 3 steps away.
Yeah.
Give me 3 steps. Give me 3 more steps. Give me 3 more steps, mister. And then, goodness. Yeah. But yeah, that bugged me that it's like, this thing was apparently crashed there, somehow had things growing on it already from less than a week ago at the most, and then just works. Cool. I mean, yeah, it was kind of damaged, but you could still start it up and go. What?
Yeah.
And it sucked that as they're driving it towards the palace, like they have those big gun turrets, but they're just really ineffective. I guess it's the stormtroopers shooting those because those should be designed.
They already managed to shoot this ship down once.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't like. I thought it was ridiculous that it could fly that well. That they should have done some sort of repairs of it's not going to get us off this planet, but we don't need it to, and have it like limping around and smoking as it barrels into the city.
Plot convenience is what I wrote down on that one.
Yeah.
I will say after that, it was cool to see the X-Wings flying. Great effects work with either the miniatures or good CGI, because I know that when they did this on the original show,
but
they made a miniature of the Razor Crest and they did some miniature work with it flying around. And
but then they put Dave Felony in one of the X-Wings, and he looked like a pussy.
I will say I also love seeing one of the other ones, the one that wasn't a director, Paul Sun Hung Lee or whatever. He was in the Kim's Convenience.
I don't care.
And he was in the Mandalorian show. He's the guy with the white beard.
Yeah,
I love seeing him. I want to see him more. He's really actually.
I'm being a little bit facetious, but honestly, Dave Filoni's cameo did bother me. It cut to him in the cockpit, and you're like, he looked so out of place.
You're not alone, and because I was hearing that from other people, I was kind of expecting to hate it more. But to me, I think it worked. I didn't mind it.
He looked like a little kid. I don't know. He didn't even fit in his suit.
Yeah,
it was two
times cameos. The one
he was
time
popping out of it,
and that time, and it didn't bother me at all. Although I've heard a lot of other people apparently at some of the press screenings there was audible groans when he showed up on screen, and I'm like, ooh.
And because he made the movie, and it was just so bad. You're that when he showed up in it, you're like, screw you.
Favreau was the one that directed this one, and he helped write it, but he's the CEO now or the whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It felt like Darth Helmet playing with his dolls again.
A little bit. Yeah, he was a little bit too clean, I guess, for Star Wars.
A little bit, but him in the bar, he looked like he. But he also had to be wearing his hat. which
I
does stand
didn't
out.
notice him in that
Not
one.
too,
So.
I don't know.
Um,
I expected it to be more bothered by it than I heard it and I was like, I bet you I'm not going to be bothered by it, but now I'm kind of worried that I will, because the people that I heard were bothered by it, I thought would be more on my wavelength. So the fact that they were bothered by it made me think, man, it must be really a groan-inducing cameo. And it was just a cameo. It was just the usual thing.
Yeah.
So it didn't bother me.
I mean, the cameo itself wasn't awful,
But the idea of him being
I
too
agree
clean.
that he didn't really look the part of a pilot, and that's
See,
part of the problem.
I thought he
And
was
I think-
fine, even as a pilot.
I even didn't really like Sigourney Weaver coming in the pilot. I thought she was good in the role of
She stood out.
Leia.
She stood out a little
But
bit more
she
to
was
me.
a little
but
bit weird in her
Yeah.
flight suit.
All right. Holy crap. We've been going for 3 hours. Hold on.
Anyway,
we gotta wrap this up. Let's see. I honestly, the last fight scene was just so unmemorable. I texted you. I didn't even understand how it ended.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I was looking at I was paying attention, but I looked at my phone for 2 seconds, and I have no idea how the Mandalorian beat the Hunter.
So
because they were fighting, and then Grogu made the dog go to sleep. So Grogu was fighting the dog, Mando was fighting the Hunter, and then Rhoda was fighting his aunt and uncle, and Grogu put the dog to sleep, and then Mando was fighting, and then it ended, and the Hutts fell through the floor.
And then
and I have no idea what happened between Mando and Hunter. The next time you see him, he'd also fallen down the hole. Except when they showed the hole, he wasn't there.
So I will tell you, I did specifically go back because after I watched Devil Wears Prada 2, I found a screening that I might have been able to go into and see that last 20 minutes, and I watched specifically. So he uses his little zappy gun, which that's another thing with the gun runner ship, which I guess it's a gun runner ship, but he happens to have just that one gun that Mando had for a long time. He actually has 3 of them on the wall there. Just convenient that iconic thing that was being used by Mando. Anyway,
get on with it.
He uses that to stun him, and it blasts him back, and so he is Embo, the assassin, is laying on the floor, knocked out right next to the Hutts as they collapse it. It's hard to see
that was
because
not apparent.
he blends in with the floor so much.
It was such a boring fight, though.
Visually, the distinction between
and the fight before that with the 2 robots was awful too. So
yeah, I had to be specifically watching to see. Oh, there he is. He got knocked back. And again, it's the sort of thing where when I was watching it the first time, I agree with you. I missed it because we're cutting back and forth, but it's almost like you would have Mando knocking back for a second, and then we'd cut away to another fight for a few minutes, and kind of forget about these other fights happening on the side because we're just taking turns, and it's like the other fights are probably just pausing off screen, and so I agree. I thought maybe he knocked him back, but I don't remember him knocking him down until I went and rewatched it and saw that okay, I guess he did knock him down. And if you're watching closely, you can see that he's on the ground as the Hutts collapse the floor to fall down.
Yeah.
It is there, but it is even watching for it, I had to really pay close attention because he blends in with the floor.
Yeah, that was bad choreography.
Yeah.
That's basically all my notes. The ending was just meh. I just whatever. It's whatever.
The other note that I have on that is that the fact that
I guess the moat was deep enough after all. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
The other thing that I have on there is that the fact that the New Republic was saying, "Hey, you brought us the guy that we really wanted, but you didn't work with the Hutts the right way. We were trying to work with the Hutts." It just it was kind of I guess I don't know. It was just brushed over until that last little bit where they're like, "Yep, I guess the Hutts were going to double cross us." It's well, first of all, of course they're the Hutts. Second of all, you did not make it seem like there was that big of a deal, but you're still making sure you bring it up to say you were right, Mando. Even though Mando didn't do it to mess with the Hutts, he did it.
Good job. Do better, Mando. Do better.
They find out that they are working behind their backs and feeding information to the Empire. They're okay with just doing a 9/11 on their. It didn't make any sense, especially since this is supposed to be the new government, right? You can't just call out a hit strike on these opponents if you find out that they're leaking information, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fake Wizard had a bunch of comments on it that were pretty good. Gladiator pit boss confirms to Mando that the fights are rigged and that they kill the gladiators when their contracts are up. I'm fixing the fight. And then the next sentence is, hey, do you want to fight for me? Do you want to fight in my pits? I'll give you lots of money, and I definitely won't kill you.
I'll pay you in salt that is worthless to you. Yeah. Also, my wife pointed out most of the costuming in this show was really, really good. I hated his suit. It's just a dude in a suit, a t-shirt and a suit. I'm like, that's not Star Wars. Anyway.
Oh, this bothered me too. They take off his helmet and taunt him and say, wow, we can get a lot of money for selling your helmet. And then they throw him into the Rancor pit, and then they toss the helmet down with him so he can get it back.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to pay Pedro Pascal to do the fight scene.
I similarly think that they again, this kind of goes into them not really connecting with the show, but also like still trying to reference the fact is where even is he with regards to his caring about his helmet anymore? Like he cares, but he doesn't actually seem to care all that much. But he does care enough that he has to make sure that he kills them because they saw him without his helmet. And
I was expecting him to have a line about that, like you don't you don't know what kind of Mandalorian I am, or something like. But again, it didn't reference anything from the rest of the show because it couldn't.
Because
it couldn't bring itself.
Coming from the show, they almost made it seem like he's starting to learn that maybe you don't have to keep your helmet on.
Right.
But the show itself couldn't figure out what message it wanted to say about what Mandalorians should or shouldn't or want to be doing with their helmets.
Exactly. And it established that not all Mandalorians hold that in high esteem, right? It's just different sects of Mandalorians.
They did mention that they know his brand does care, I guess. Yeah.
We already talked about this. I'm my own man. I'm not my father's son. I don't give a crap.
I didn't hate that one too much. It wasn't great, but it was okay.
Yeah, again, that was my. Yeah,
we had almost 3 years to figure out what the physics of a hut would be in battle. It took me about 2 seconds to conclude that this was a bad idea.
That was what I initially thought when I saw this.
I was okay with it.
I think the fight was actually well done.
Yeah,
okay.
I still he fought like a hut. I was afraid he was going to be super agile and dashing across the arena and being all fast and quick, but no, he fought like a slug. He used that.
Yeah, the number of times he just rolled over people. I was like, yeah, this is good. This is
I thought that was great. I really like for some reason watching that roller. I'm like, that's a good call.
Especially the scene where Mando is on his back choking him out like his father, and he just
Yep.
It was great. I thought it was fantastic.
But
that was my initial reaction to it. I was like, this looks bad. It's going to be dumb.
I have nothing more to say about this movie. I did not like it. It was just dumb.
Yeah. I didn't hate it. It wasn't awful, but it just kind of amounted to nothing. There was very little stakes. It did not explain how this wraps up and makes any difference into the greater Star Wars lore, right?
Yeah. The audience was completely unresponsive to. Like normally you'll get like some gasps and some It was completely silent except for there was a couple Seth Rogen chuckles from the seizure guy's friends. That was like ha 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 baby baby Yoda. Ha ha ha. That was it. And it's crazy because like the theater is like targeting wine moms and babies, and there weren't any kids in the theater, or there was one woman
in my theater.
Yeah,
it was just 30, 40-year-old dudes
like me. Again, kind of in defense of this movie a little bit is, so I watched two movies. I watched this and I watched Devil Wears Prada 2, and I cared more about this movie and was a little bit more upset about it because I actually cared about this movie.
Yeah.
But also, this is more for me, and like I probably enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Devil Wears Prada 2.
It's better. It's better than Mando season 3.
Yes.
It's not better. I would have been more forgiving if it was just season 4 of Mando.
It suffered from some of the same problems that Mando season 3 had. Some of the same problems that Mando season 3 had.
It's
better.
Not the worst thing Disney's ever made, but man, it's going to be bad for them.
Yeah.
I think it's it's better than Mando season 3. It's better than Ahsoka. It's miles better than
Acolyte.
Book of Boba Fett.
I think it's better than Book of Boba Fett, and I think it's better than Obi-Wan as well.
Yeah.
But
it's a low bar.
Yeah.
Anyway, Star Wars sucks now. I guess Ryan Gosling is going to be in one, and I'll kind of excited for that, but not because it's Star Wars, but because it's Ryan Gosling.
I will say,
that's kind of how I'm feeling towards that.
Nervous about that one, actually.
Who knows? We'll see.
I'm nervous because it's. Star Wars.
Ryan Gosling was also in The Notebook, and that movie's atrocious. So,
this movie has made me a little bit more nervous about that. A lot of the discussion I've been hearing has been around the idea that like this just has to not be garbage, and then we can just hold until we get to Starfighter that looks like it could be really good. But
except that it kind of was garbage.
The way that it wasn't good makes me a little nervous about Starfighter. So that's we'll see.
I mean, I just can't believe we didn't get the who's I can't remember. Who made Wonder Woman?
Oh yeah, Patty Jenkins.
We didn't get a Patty Jenkins Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
such a shame.
When she actually writes the things like Wonder Woman 84, maybe it's not so good. But I
was being facetious. Yes,
I love the promo that they did of her on the tarmac with the thing. I thought that looked pretty cool. But yeah,
see that.
Gross.
Yeah, it was D23 back when that was just being announced. She was like walking onto the tarmac in a flight suit and put on a helmet and like climbing into an actual X-wing.
So one more thing I'll say about the show, and this goes to back to our point of they couldn't decide if Grogu was supposed to be competent or a little cute baby.
Mm-hmm.
They really missed the opportunity to have Grogu say his first words in this film. That was stupid that they did not do that. I don't care what it was. It could have been this is the way. It could have been just.
What if it was Misa Grogu Binks? Misa, follow you now, Okide.
You used to give me food now, Okide. No.
I love it.
It was stupid. He should have said something.
Because, like I said a little bit earlier, like if we'd had just season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian, skipped Boba Fett and Mando season 3, and had come back, and he could still be the same size. He can still be not. He doesn't have to be teenage Grogu and be.
I got it. It's hey Grogu, you go with them. Leave me behind. And the Grogu turns around and says, Mandalorian means family. Family means no one gets left behind.
Like if this had been an adventure of Mando that Grogu has to like leave Luke to like it suddenly comes in and you see that he has learned and grown and he's not this little potato sack thing that kind of around, that would have been cool. Yeah. I love after around the time of Mando season 2, you have that meme that came out of Grandmaster Grogu, tell me about the Force, and like, oh, it's this. Oh, that sounds so hard. No, that's not. This is like it was just such a great. I've shared it before. It's an amazing little meme. Yeah. If we made a step towards this, that would have been great. But no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I strongly disliked it.
I realized they didn't want to get rid of their cash cow.
Yeah.
Keep milking.
I'm just upset at it because I wanted it to be so much better. Yeah.
Okay. The last thing. You have to watch Obsession.
Yes.
These guys are hilarious.
Okay. So that's a bad idea YouTube channel. If you haven't heard of these guys, they do amazing sketch comedy. And now Baker, what's his name? Charlie
Baker?
Huh?
Something like that. Not this guy, but the other guy.
Not the guy on screen. The other guy who's going to be in this sketch, Curry Baker. It's always these two guys.
Yeah,
it's always
Curry,
this guy and
Curry.
Curry Baker. His name is Cooper. That's funny because one of their sketches, he never mind.
Yeah,
that's not this one.
The IDs.
The mixing up the IDs. It's so good. So it's Curry Baker and Cooper Tomlinson. They're phenomenal, and they have a lot of guest stars on there. Just hilarious sketch comedy. and the Curry Baker decided I'm gonna convince someone to give me $1 million. So they've actually done some movies that they've just released on their channel too, which I haven't watched yet, and now I need to go watch.
I didn't know that.
I just haven't had time.
Shorts.
They had a short film and also like a full movie that they just released on their channel. It's like a milk and cereal or something, but it's like serial killer or something. You know, that's I think. People said it was great, and so they, someone gave him $1 million, and he made a horror movie called Obsession. It's incredible.
Yeah. I plan on seeing that next week.
It's so good. Not family friendly. There's lots of language in it. There's a teeny tiny bit of nudity. But it's okay. I didn't mind it. Like it's there. It's very disturbing, and it's very graphic. Not the nudity, but the graphic. Don't take your kids to see this movie. Is rated R. But it's amazing. It's so good. I like Weapons more, but this is close.
All right.
Maybe probably not as well made as like The Wolf of Snow Hollow that I talked about a few weeks ago. That one's just like masterfully made. It's an auteur movie, you know. It's really good. Like the cinematography is incredible. The acting's incredible. So this guy is one of the main characters, and some I've never heard of him is the other main character, and the lady, the girl in it, is insane. They're complete nobodies. They got Andy Richter to play a role though, but everyone else it's just YouTubers and nobodies. And the girl in this movie deserves an Oscar. Her performance is incredible, and the movie is great.
Nice.
And I've been thinking about it all week. So we're gonna watch one of their sketches. This is a great example of a sketch like, oh, this is funny, and then all of a sudden it's creepy, but it's still funny.
They do that a lot.
The movie is way more creepy than funny, but there's lots of moments where you're like, this is funny, but also scary. But this is the perfect. Just imagine this, but for 2 hours but more scary.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm actually in a hurry. I gotta get out of here real quick.
Can you just try this product real quick?
Is it poisoned?
Nope. It's a new product. Give it a try.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. What if I were to tell you that drink had no artificial sweetener, 0 calories? What would you say?
Well, I'd say you're a liar.
There you have it, folks.
I don't trust you. I don't trust anyone. I'm a lone wolf. I stalk in the shadows, waiting for my next prey. I'd ask myself, are you my next prey? This man, this liar that stands before me, 0 calories with no artificial sweetener, I'd say you're my prey. That makes me your predator. And together, we're predator and prey. We're yin and yang. There's no water without wet. I'd say you complete me. You fill my hole. And oh boy, there's a hole. There's a deep, dark hole inside of me, and you fill that hole. There's a dead body in my basement, and you fill that hole. That's what I'd say. You asked me what I would say. If this was 0 calories with no artificial sweetener, I'd say you're a liar.
Excuse me, sir.
Go watch Obsession. It's amazing. Okay.
Wow. Oh man, I've seen that 100 times, and it's just as funny every single time.
oh boy, there's a hole. Not as funny as that. It's more serious, but there are moments where you're like, "Holy cow, this is good."
Yep. And they always play kind of the same roles, like Cooper, the brunette, brown-haired guy. He's always the straight one. He always plays it straight. And then what's his name? Curry Baker. He's always just going off the handle and just like.
I linked their YouTube channel in the description for this video too. It's amazing. Like next week, you guys got to see this movie. We'll talk full spoilers.
We plan to see it on Thursday.
It's so good. It's so good.
Nice. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
They're just YouTubers, Mark.
Yeah, they're no one. They're nobodies.
They
They probably showed their short movies and stuff. And they convinced someone to get. Who is it that's doing the movie? It's not Neon. Is it Neon? It might be Neon.
I could see it being Neon. Focus Features, maybe.
It's Focus. Yeah, it's
Which is
probably right.
Is that Disney?
It's Focus.
It's under Disney, actually.
Yeah, they got $1 million and they've already made. Let's see. When I checked last week, they'd already made $50 million.
Nice.
It's huge.
That's pretty
I
good.
haven't even checked this week.
Yeah, Focus Features is under Universal Pictures.
Yeah, but on Tuesday, the week after it was over, the week after the premiere, a Tuesday in the middle of the day, because James was here and he babysat for me, packed theater. I almost didn't get a ticket. And then I went to Mando and it was empty.
And see, for me, I went to Mando and there were a handful of people in there. But then I went to Devil Wears Prada, which is like a month into the theaters, and there was more people in Devil Wears Prada too.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised by that one.
Also, Hail Mary is still in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Killing it.
It's overperforming so hard.
Oh, nice.
They just made
Wow.
$50 million off of a $1 million budget. They're nobodies.
Fantastic.
They're
That's
nobodies.
Crazy.
Yep.
I mean, Markiplier doing the Iron Lung, which I think they might end up making more money than he. What was Iron? Yeah, they're gonna make more money than Markiplier
for sure. That much money in their opening
but
weekend.
still, I mean, doing Iron Lung on $3 million and then this on $1 million.
Yeah.
Some of the effects in this movie, you're like, wow, that's gross. It's wow,
man. YouTubers are just freaking. They're just showing Hollywood how it's done. They're just
Eddie Pentecost
making a fool out of them.
We're doing good, man. We just talked about stupid movie for 2 hours. Yeah. So go watch Obsession. I did watch Devil Wears Prada as well. I don't know if I'd seen the first movie all the way through, but I watched that. I watched the first movie and then I watched the second movie, and I am obviously not the target demographic for the Devil Wears Prada. It's a chick flick. It's not. It's kind of a chick flick. It's not a romance chick flick.
Yeah,
it's got romantic elements in it, but it's more. Yeah. It's a girl power movie, right?
Right.
And I will say, I think the Devil Wears Prada 1 is actually a good movie. Like it actually has a good message.
I think so. Although there are times where I'm not quite sure what they're trying to say with it. But I think
it's kind of they want to have their cake and eat it too, because it's like, hey, it's a celebration of fashion and glamour, but then the end of the movie says, hey, but that's not what's important. The first movie ends with her choosing a man.
Yeah, well,
and saying, hey, I'm going to go be with this man instead because it's not worth selling my soul to the devil to wear Prada.
But it's less like that because I don't know, it's weird.
She literally does. It's not just the end of the first movie isn't just her choosing herself.
Yeah,
it's her choosing him.
Except that it's her choosing her.
No, because she says, "I'm gonna go, and you have to go to this new city, and I'm gonna go and follow you there, and I'll just try and find a job there." But she's choosing him. Not she gives up her.
She gives up the fashion thing, but she didn't want to do the fashion thing to begin with.
Right.
So, she kind of puts her journalistic stuff on hold, but
she gives up
out of nowhere at the end there, where
she gives up prioritizing her career and to choose a man.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what's more important.
Yeah.
Devil Wears Prada 2 is horrible, and it's the opposite message. They literally took everything from the first movie and just flipped it upside down and said, oh, actually, your career is important. It literally opens up with, hey, how come you never got married? I never found the right guy. I never found a guy that was important to me. That's how the first movie ends.
Uh-huh.
And they don't even bring him up. They didn't even bring up the fact that she chose the man at the end of the movie. She's like, I never found anyone that meant anything to me. You moved to a city for the guy.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
The
Also,
other thing-
they replaced all of her friends. They kept the black lady,
Yeah.
but they replaced the rest of her friends with just people, and you're just supposed to like I don't know who any of these people were, but they were just her friends, and I think they just expected people to forget what her friends looked like.
They also worked with her at
but like, who are these people? But they were filling the exact same roles as her friends from the first movie.
who were jerks in the
giving her
first
like
one anyway.
advice and career advice, but it was like the opposite of the advice.
Yeah.
And then they what was super funny though is they made a big stink about how Anne Hathaway put her foot down and made sure that they put fat runway models in the show, and then the movie goes out of their way to make fun of the fat runway models. They have she literally has a line like, I guess we're being inclusive now. I don't know why. And I was like, that was funny. That was a good line. And I thought it was because that they were dumping the villainry on this one character, but then the movie is about redeeming the villain character. It's so bizarre. You're like, okay, so like, what is going on?
The first movie kind of Meryl Streep is the villain, but they humanize her in a way that makes her so she's not really the villain.
Yeah, she's the antagonist, but she's not the villain. She's like, yes, she's doing all these things to push you further so that you can have a better career. But then at the end, she realizes, hey, that's not worth it. It's not worth it to me.
So
and then this movie's kind of, for a second, brought that back. She said, hey, if you're going to write a book about my story, make sure you put in the bad stuff too. Put in the fact that she says, put in the fact that I've been a horrible mom to my kids. And I wish I could have spent more time with my kids.
Yep.
But I just love work so much, and work is more important. And you're like, what?
Like, everybody needs to know that this is a sacrifice, but
it's
also,
worth it. It was worth it. And you're like, but you just said you regret not spending time with your kids, but it was worth it.
The other thing too is they really neuter her character too, because in the first movie she is not really the big boss, but she is the big boss. And in this one, she is just constantly feeling worried about her role and what she's going to be able to do. And she's being like crapped on by the guy who's the owner of the company and this, that, and the other. And it's just trying to please him the whole time. And I'm like, you've completely removed what was her. And they make some jokes about the fact that, like, oh, she
has to be like compliant with HR now and stuff. Yeah.
She can't just throw her coat at people anymore or whatever. And they make a couple of jokes at that. But it was a little interesting. Again, there were some nice things in there, but overall, it was like,
it was just
not
boring.
really
It was
for
really
me.
boring.
The original one wasn't for me either. I liked some of the.
They just like reverted all the characters. Like the first movie also ends with her and Emily Blunt's character becoming friends. Like she gets a whole bunch of clothes from Paris and just gives them to her. She's like, hey, no, like we're gonna be friends now. We're not gonna be enemies. And then this movie opens with them being enemies again. And you're like, what is? Did you just forget that she gave you like $10,000 worth of clothing at the end of the last movie because she likes you?
And again, this one ends with them saying, hey, let's be friends.
The movie reset itself so it could do the same movie, but with the wrong message.
Yeah.
It's the exact same movie, but with the opposite message of the first movie. It's so bizarre. And holy crap, Anne Hathaway can no longer move her face. Yeah. She can't emote anymore.
Yep. Tis a problem in Hollywood.
The old, it's not Helen Hunt. It's not who's the devil? Meryl Streep is like a million years old, and she could still emote. I don't think she's gotten a lot of. I don't think she's got, maybe like some Botox, but like I don't think she's gotten any significant work done on her face.
Good. And Sigourney Weaver too in Mando. She looks great, man.
Crazy, crazy.
I
The
think
psychotic. Just overbearing pressure that Hollywood puts on women to make themselves look ugly. It's crazy.
Age derangement syndrome for sure.
But it makes you look so much worse.
Yeah,
It does. It's terrible. It's terrible.
everything that these Hollywood celebrities do to accentuate their looks is just it makes them look terrible. The lip plumping, the plastic surgery, the Botox injections, the buccal fat removal, that's the worst one, I think. It's just gotten worse and worse.
It repeated the same plot as the first movie. The first movie has Anne Hathaway's character like jump to conclusions. She finds out something and she tries to fix it behind the scenes, and then she comes to Meryl Streep and she's like, "Hey, I fixed this problem," and it turns out Meryl Streep has already fixed the problem, and Anne Hathaway kind of made it worse. Right? You're like, oh, if you just trusted in me, trusted the process, you wouldn't have made this worse. And then this movie does the exact same plot point with the opposite message. She's like, "Hey, I did all this stuff behind the scenes." Well, it actually does it twice. It does, "Hey, I did all this stuff. Oh, you made it worse." And then she does the same thing again. But she fixes it this time, and Meryl Streep learns to trust her process. And you're like, you did the same plot point twice in the same movie in the sequel to the it was just so dumb. It was so dumb. It was a pointless movie. There was something else that bothered me too. Oh, the fact that I had to watch this movie. That was it. That was it, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, the she gets mad at her boyfriend for telling her the truth. And you're like, no, he's literally trying to teach. He's trying to say like, hey, like the world is changing. If you don't change with it, you're gonna drown. He gives really good advice, and she yells at him and storms out, and he's the bad guy in that scene. And you're like, no, but he was 100% right. And then by the end, she kind of does what he says, but doesn't acknowledge that he was right.
She does kind of come back to him and apologize. Kind of. I mean, he apologizes.
He apologizes to her.
She does kind of come back to him and say, "Yeah, maybe you were right," or "I know you weren't." Maybe she doesn't give him credit for being right, but she at least says, "You know, I'm not mad at you for saying what you said." Whatever.
And it was super funny that the movie opened with us with trying to get the audience sympathetic to journalists. And you're like, no, they lost their jobs for reasons. Like, and it doesn't like give the whole thing is like, hey, people aren't reading Runway anymore, so we have to downsize. And then the movie ends with them, oh, but we've saved Runway from the evil corporate people, but you also didn't fix the problem that no one is reading it, so it's still gonna disintegrate. You didn't fix anything but girl power, and having a career is super fulfilling.
Yeah.
Salty showed up to make fun of me and then left. He only dropped one comment, so that was
oh yeah,
we missed him. We missed him tearing into me relentlessly. So yeah, it's a bad movie. I don't know why it exists. Well, it exists for money. It's going to make money. It's already made a lot of money.
It
has.
And the movie turns into a Lady Gaga concert. She literally just performs an entire song, but to runway models, and it's Lady Gaga playing herself.
Wow.
And the plot point is that they strong-armed her into doing it, but she's and which is like,
it's so out there. It's just for the cameo, but they like try to make it a plot point.
It was a really bad song too.
Anything other than the fact that it was a cameo. Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah,
it took me a while to finish. I didn't see it in theaters.
I went and saw it last night because I knew you were going to be able to see it and talk about it. Otherwise, my wife wanted to.
I watched it.
But yeah,
it's not the kind of movie I needed to pay money to see. Okay.
I didn't pay any money for it either, but that's because I'm paying the theaters anyway.
Yep.
But I am super excited to see Obsession next week.
Yeah,
dude, it's so good. It's so good.
Non-Hollywood has been killing it lately, especially this year with Iron Lung, with Nirvana the band, the show, the movie, and now Obsession.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Nirvana the band didn't make a whole lot of money, It was just a passion
sure,
project.
but-
It cost. It probably lost some money on it, but
They're making.
it was so good. It was so
they're
good.
making
Oh,
quality
I need to buy it. It's available digitally. We need to watch that.
I did buy the first season.
Mm-hmm.
I got some Amazon
Yeah,
digital.
they're
credit,
gonna
but-
be
nice.
they're gonna be re-releasing season 2 and season 3 for the first time. He hadn't said when, but he said we're releasing
Yeah.
season 3.
Mark was mentioning Iron Lung and wondering when it's going to premiere. Mark Plyer has gone through lots of hoops to try
Get
and
it on YouTube.
put
Yeah,
it on YouTube because that's where he started. So he wanted to just post it there, and
Super
it
cool.
turns out you can't just do that. But he's finally releasing it on YouTube at the end of this month.
It's appropriate for it to be
I've been
some
wanting to rewatch it, so that's
like
that's really good news.
that's great. And especially since that's where he started and where it came from.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I don't know, is YouTube Red or YouTube Premium still a thing or whatever?
Well, you can still pay for YouTube Premium, but I don't think it's like
That just
they don't
just gets
do
you
their
no
own
ads,
movies.
right? Yeah, they don't have any exclusives or anything,
Yeah.
so it's probably not going to be behind
Backrooms.
the wall.
Yeah.
But
This is,
Backrooms?
in case you're
Yeah.
wondering, it was literally Elon Musk. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to Backrooms. I haven't really seen anything else about it other than the fact that there are a lot of people excited about it. I'm like, I feel like that concept, like, it's been a little while since I've had anything like that, but I've definitely had dreams that are, Backrooms concept going on there. And it's like, oh yeah, it's been a while since I've had that, but that's a thing. And so I'm intrigued. I'll be checking that out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's an interesting idea. It's just been overplayed. Like I don't know.
The White House shooter has been dealt with.
All right.
The what?
He dead.
Oh boy.
So there's that. Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Assassination is not a honorable thing to do.
Yeah.
It's almost like the left fantasizes about killing right wingers all the time, and they make TV shows about it. And then, wow, we're obsessed. Anyway, Exit 8. Oh, that movie came out already.
It's on Prime now.
I didn't even see it go to theaters.
What's Exit 8?
I haven't heard anything about
It's
it
the
either.
video game where you're in a terminal and you have to.
Oh yeah,
But they
right.
made a movie. They made a movie about it. I
Yeah,
guess.
the movie about the.
Oh.
I saw when this was in theaters, and I was going to try to make it. I just didn't get around to it, but I had heard nothing about it, one way or the other.
Yeah.
And I don't know the game that it comes from or anything else like that. But
I didn't even know it was out. I heard that they were making it. We brought it up on the show, and I didn't realize it had released.
It's it's been in theaters, gone, and now it's out on Prime.
If it's on Prime, I'll probably check it out.
Yeah. Okay. That's it for the show. Next week we got Spider Noir. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish all of it.
Not
When does
anymore.
Yeah.
What date
It's
is it?
like 8 episodes or something. We'll watch as much as we can, but
It drops the 27th, so it's like we're not gonna have a lot of time.
Yeah, we're not gonna have
that's
time.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah. I can commit to 3 or maybe 4 episodes, probably.
Yeah.
I can commit to one.
Depends on how long they are and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we could probably sit down and watch them together, but yeah, we'll be busy using this table.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're pushing up to 4 hours now, so
Yeah, it's been fun.
This is a long stream. Holy cow.
I'm still thinking
We've
about
had
Obsession. Obsession was great.
Yep. I look forward to it. We'll report back next week.
Mm-hmm.
That's only in theaters? Is that right?
For The Devil Wears Prada 2, Emily Blunt's character is just a whore now. She's a prostitute who sleeps with rich men for money.
I mean, not actually, but basically. Yeah.
Her character
That's
is
women's
just a
power. That's
prostitute.
women's power, though.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
powerful. Alan, didn't you know?
Yep.
She's a high-end prostitute. So, girl power, feminism is amazing, and it's the only thing that will fulfill your life. It's the only thing that'll fill that hole in you. And oh boy, there's a hole.
Great full circle.
See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
And now it is time to say goodbye.
We had a great conversation.
It's been fun. But all good things must come to an end, and the goodest ending I can think of is
right now, this moment, this night.
So I guess we just say goodbye.
So, goodbye.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day. But come back next week for more outrageous bloopers.
this is the end.
Well, there's only one thing left to do.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's true, please take a minute to subscribe to the channel, and you can join us along for the ride. And if you pay me, I'll try to be more entertaining. So please consider joining Patreon and getting your name in the credits with pride.
I'd buy that for $1.